Kansas City Chiefs last Sunday lost to the Bears 19-17 to snap their home win streak at 8. The Chiefs held to 3 points in the second half as they blew a 14-0 lead. And a deep kick by Lowry.
3 yards deep with the catch. He'll go to an E. And the touchback back to the 20, and Buffalo will begin at first down and 10 yards to go. Things begin and end with Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, and the running back Thurman Thomas.
Thurman Thomas is the key, number 34 for the Buffalo Bills. He's the guy that you've got to contain, averaging over 100 yards rushing in the last several ball games.
Neil Smith will start. Beebe and Andre Reed become receivers on the near side. Thurman Thomas by himself in the backfield. Buffalo and Jim Kelly, first down and 10 at the 20. Boy, is it loud. In motion out of the backfield, Thomas. There's a pass by Kelly. Dumps it off in the flat. Caught 15-yard line. Thomas up the near side, 20 to the 25. On the near sideline and nudges his way to the 26 as he was tackled by Martin Bayless. It seems to me the safeties will have a big role today.
Very safe pass. A little screen pass. Thomas went in motion, went out and stopped. The big one offensive lineman was his protector out there, and they come up with a good gain on first down.
Kelly's got it second down and 4 yards to go at his own 26-yard line. 3 receivers deployed. Here's a handoff over the left guard, and it goes to a backpedaling, spinning Thurman Thomas. He's out to the 27-yard line and tackled by Sally Mua and Doug Terry. It's a gain of 1 is what he carves out. Over the left side, it'll be 3rd and 3.
There is what Marty Schottenheimer was talking about. Don't give him those vertical holes to get upfield. Make him go sideways. They really stopped that one on that last play.
Crowd is on their feet. Third play of the game. Thomas in the backfield. Receivers Brooks, Beebe, and Reed. 2 to the near side. Back to pass. Kelly now draw play. Handoff. Thomas up the middle. A first down. Running between the hash marks by the 30 and dives ahead to the 33. Lonnie Marks makes the stop so quick. Good call by Kelly.
Martin Bayless, the safety, was blitzing on that play. He missed him. He missed him. He should have been looking for that draw play. If he's looking for the draw play, he makes the tackle in the backfield.
Tell me about this no huddle of Buffalo.
Well, it's good for them. Kansas City can't put any defensive people in there.
First and 10. Kelly back to pass. Dumps it across the left side. Caught by Thomas, who is caught by Marks, the linebacker, at the 37. Gain of 4, upcoming second down and 6, and Thomas is down. Thurman Thomas is down on his back at the 34. What a jarring hit put on him by Lonnie Marks.
Martin Bayless is working as a linebacker out there in that defense. As you take a look, you get Lonnie Marks is out there as one of the linebackers. Who's the other linebacker out there? Is he the only one?
On the front line, they've got Phillips, Smith, Sally Mua, and Thomas. March is the lone linebacker. Bayless, Ross, Doug Terry, Carter, along with Mincy. The secondary for Kansas City. It's a 4-1-6 defensive alignment.
So actually Martin Bayless on a lot of occasions out there with this defense is acting as a linebacker. And I'm sure he's eyeballing Thurman Thomas. That will be his job. Because Thurman Thomas gets the ball most of the time with the Buffalo Bills.
Well, Thurman Thomas is up and walking off the field. He goes to the far sideline where the Bills are, and he'll be attended to. And taking his place will be Kenneth Davis, the Texas Tornado. He is 8 years out of TCU, 5'10", 208. Buffalo's got it second down and 7 yards to go. They're at their own 37. We've got no score and about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Beebe, Brooks, and Reed, the receivers. Davis in the backfield. Chiefs with a 4-man front. Back to pass. Kelly, short drop back. Pocket collapses. He throws a pass to the near side as he goes down. Pass is short and incomplete. Looking for Andre Reed on the near sideline at about the 40. It'll be 3rd and 7.
There is the pressure I was talking about getting on Jim Kelly. Then Sally Moore was providing that pressure up the middle, and he just threw that football away. I said he's not a great scrambler. He will scramble on occasion, but he won't do it very often.
Y'all know, breaking the huddle is Jim Kelly. 2 receivers sent to the left side. Brooks to the near side. Thurman Thomas back in the game. 3rd and 7 from the Buffalo 37. Kelly now arranging his offensive line. Chiefs will put 4 down linemen charging at him. In motion to the near side, Reed. Back to pass, Kelly. In the pocket he stands. He moves. He backpedals. He runs to the near side. Throws a wobbly pass on the run, which is incomplete. Into the Chiefs sideline, incomplete pass, looking for his leading receiver, Andre Reed, and Buffalo has got a punt after 6 plays.
Giving them different looks defensively. That time, Derek Thomas was a middle linebacker. He did not rush the passer. Went back in pass defense. Dan Saliamua was a contained man. He would not let Kelly get to the outside. All Kelly could do was throw the ball away to prevent getting sacked.
Chris Moore will punt inside his 25. Punt coming from our left to our right. Carter back inside his 25, and they'll set up the return. The punt is a line drive coming to the near side. Carter waves it off. It lands at the 25. Bounces inside the 20. Rolls inside the 10, and is down at about the 7.
Got to make those catches. You got to come up and make a fair catch on that type of kick.
57-yard punt. Big bounce in favor of the Bills. Chiefs will have it for the first time with Joe Montana as the quarterback. No score.
Montana making his first appearance since October the 31st in the starting lineup. Coming back from the second pulled hamstring injury of the season. Up front he has Alt, Zott, Grunhard, Shields, and Sigler. A very physical offensive line. Montana at quarterback. Marcus Allen now in the starting lineup along with Kimball Anders at the running back positions. Burton, Davis, and Hayes are the receivers. And when they go to what Marty Schottenheimer refers to as the U personnel, Keith Cash comes on.
Montana breaks huddle at his own 7. He's got it 1st and 10. He's got the backfield split of Allen and Ernie Thompson. Left and right the receivers. And rolling out of the pocket, Montana cocks his arm, throws a pass. Lunging catch made. Far sideline, 15-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play. They got to get out to the 17 for the first down. J.J. Burton hauls it in across the way.
Did you see Montana? There you go to what he does well. He got rid of that ball in a hurry. Faked it to the back. Came up, bang, he got it out to J.J. in a hurry where the defensive back could not make the play.
Willie Davis now comes in for Fred Jones. As Montana breaks huddle, sending Willie Davis to the near side. J.J. to the far. Backfield consisting of 1. That is Marcus Allen. Ernie Thompson, the wingback on the near side from the 15 of Kansas City. 2nd down and 2. Montana glances over the defense. Hands off. Marcus up the middle. Marcus breaks a tackle. Marcus by the 15. And running over the center, he dives into the 17-yard line. Very close to a first down. Let's see where the spot is.
A great penetration on the right side offensively by the Buffalo Bills. Were able to get him in the backfield, got their hands on him in the backfield.
Looks like they may be shy.
Cornelius Bennett was the guy. Boy, you got to contain him. Bruce Smith is one guy. Cornelius Bennett is the other that you got to make sure you know where they are and don't let them completely disrupt things.
Well, the chains are on the field now. We have no score and 12:01 remaining in the first quarter of play.
Short.
Got to be shy by... Well, they get it. They got the first down. They got the first down. I thought I saw Montana signal with his hands that they were this far away.
Well, big old Bruce Smith was in my vision down there.
It is a load.
He's in the vision of John Alt.
Yes,
John Alt and David Zott, they'll be responsible for Bruce Smith out there this afternoon.
Montana assembles his team at the line. To the near side, Davis across the way. They've got J.J. Burton. 2 tight ends, one of which is in motion. That's Cash. It's 1st down and 10 from the 17. Back to pass. Montana dumps a wobbly pass over the shoulder. Catch near sideline with a tight end Hayes. 25, 30, 35 up the sideline, 40. He's knocked out of bounds at the Kansas City 44. He's got a first down, and he was wide open, cutting across the middle.
Going from right side to the left side, also credit Willie Davis. He was flying upfield to clear things out for Jonathan Hayes. Jonathan Hayes was supposed to be guarded by a linebacker. Linebacker peeking into the backfield. That's in 1st down. Patton was the linebacker chasing Jonathan Hayes, but he was open by about 5 yards. Talk about getting out of a jam, starting back there on the 6 or the 7-yard line. Couple of passes and a run, and they're up, getting close to midfield.
Well, they were missing a player. Now Montana's got to call a timeout because Hayes was not in the huddle, and they're down to like 5 seconds. And that's a valuable timeout wasted here too early in the ballgame. So timeout taken on the field. Clock at 11:20. We're in the first quarter. Bills have had it once. They've punted.
Just a moment ago, Joe Montana calling this early timeout. What is he trying to tell the sideline?
I think they had the wrong personnel on the field for the play that was called, and they had to get the right personnel, so he went ahead and take a timeout instead of losing a play here.
Well, Kansas City moving up the field here in the early going. A first down.
Montana gets the snap, spins, fakes the handoff, looks right, no one there, looks left, arches a wobbly pass down the near sideline, incomplete. Double teamed, Willie Davis streaking down in front of the Chiefs bench on the near sideline. He looked right and didn't see what he liked over there.
I'll tell you what he did. He made it. I said before, what he does best is make decisions and pulls the trigger. That time he looked to the right. That wasn't open. The left side was not open. What did he do? He threw the ball away. He said, I guess wrong. First down, I was trying to get a big one. It wasn't there, so throw it away. Come back now at 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 16.
Cash pulled out. Davis, as Montana takes his team to the line, goes wide on the right side. Near side, they've got J.J. Burton. Allen is the lone running back. In motion comes the fullback to the near side, Thompson. Here's a handoff to Marcus over the right tackle. Hit behind the line, wrapped up and thrown down. Back at the 42-yard line. His progress takes him to the 43. It's a loss of about a yard, which will result now in 3rd and 11. Marcus Pep, he's a 4th-year player out of UCLA.
And you hit it. He had great penetration. There was absolutely nowhere to go for Marcus Allen on that play. I mean, you have to stop the charge of those linebackers when you're running to that particular side. They were not able to get it accomplished that time. Now it's going to be a passing situation for Joe Montana.
And he's got a 3rd and 10 at his own 44. Burton to the near side, and the far side wide receiver is Barnett. One wide receiver to the near side, one across the way. Anders is the wingback. And back to pass goes Joe Montana. In the pocket he stands, throws a pass across the middle. Backpedaling, leaping grab is dropped. Bobbled and dropped across the middle at the 46 by Tim Barnett. He had to get all the way down to the 46 of Buffalo, so he had a good 10 yards to go, even if he had caught the ball.
Well, that was not a good throw. I was giving Joe credit here for the first couple. They were terrific throws. That thing was thrown behind him, and they're lucky it didn't pop up in the air toward the defensive backs as last week against the Chicago Bears when Jonathan Hayes popped that thing up in the air and it was intercepted.
And like the Bills before them, 6 plays, fun for Kansas City. Copeland is deep back inside the 15. Barker is inside his 30. The belt high snap, the 2 strides, and the booming punt down the middle, sailing inside the 5, bounding at the 2, and kicking into the end zone. Out of bounds and a touchback, and for the 2nd consecutive time, the Buffalo Bills will begin at their own 20-yard line. 56-yard punt.
Good kick, although it didn't get it out of bounds.
We're early in the game, and there is no score as you're listening to Chiefs football.
Efficiency ratings, John Elway of Denver leading the way, followed by the Jets' Boomer Esiason and Jim Kelly right in there, number 4. Joe Montana does not have enough pass attempts to qualify. David Craig in the number 10 slot.
1st down and 10, Buffalo at their own 20. Here's a handoff, and it goes from Kelly to Thomas, and Thurman Thomas over the left guard. Calls for about 2 to the 22-yard line. Upcoming 2nd down and 8 yards to go. The stop made by cornerback Albert Lewis.
It looks to me like they're saying Thurman Thomas is not going to beat us.
Yeah.
Because they got guys eyeballing him wherever he goes. He's got 2 or 3 guys going with him.
3 for Buffalo.
3 rushes, 10 yards for Thomas.
2nd down, 8 from the 22. No running backs. Back to pass. Kelly in the pocket stands. Rifles a low-line drive pass caught by Don Beebe on the sideline. 31-yard line. Cradles the ball close to his stomach. Falls down. And the catch by Beebe is good for a 1st down across the way.
Look at Kevin Ross and Doug Terry over there talking when they're Ross, a cornerback position now rather than free safety.
Again, Kelly assembles his team at the line. The 31. 1st down and 10. Handoff up the middle. Thomas hit, spins to the 32. Gain of about 1.5 yards up the middle, and they're sending him right up the gut.
They are doing that. That's 4 carries for about 12 yards for Thurman Thomas. So they're doing a job on him running with the football. But this is a guy that you'll stop. All of a sudden, bam, he breaks a big one.
Gain of 1, 2nd down 9. No score, 9 minutes. Clock ticking, 1st quarter. 1 running back Thomas. Back to pass. Jim Kelly cocks his right arm, sets, dumps it across the middle. It's deflected off the outstretched arms of Reed on the hash marks. It deflected about 5 yards and drops incomplete. Very close to an interception by Lonnie Marks.
Oh, yes, ball popping up in the air. Marks is the only real linebacker out there. I say that. Derek Thomas a lot of times is in a 3-point stance going after the quarterback. Kelly, 3 of 6, 18 yards. But you see Doug Terry, Charles Mincy, the free safeties back there about 10 to 15 yards away from that ball.
Kelly at his own 32, 3rd and 9, 3 wide receivers. He's back in the pocket to throw. Here comes Thurman Thomas, and he's right around the middle, but the pass is thrown longer down the middle and caught by Bill Brooks between the hash marks for a 1st down. Thomas was short, but Brooks was long in the same line of sight, and a nice strike by Jim Kelly.
There I go back to Derek Thomas, was in a 3-point stance, acting in a passing situation like a defensive lineman.
1st down and 10 yards to go. Best Buffalo position at their own 49. In motion into the backfield, Thomas. Back to pass, Kelly. He dumps it off on the far flat. Screen pass caught by Thomas. Got a block at the 50. Dances down to the 45 of Kansas City and picks up a quick 7.
Last 2 plays, Derek Thomas single blocking on him over there. Of course, that time you can do that because it was a screen pass. What they did, Thurman Thomas in motion. They ran that the first play of the game. He goes out there and stops, and he's got a big offensive lineman to protect him and block for him out there.
Give him a gain of 6 on the previous plays. 2nd down 4. Bills on the move. They began at their own 20. Upcoming the 7th play of the drive. No score first quarter. Second down and 4 at the Kansas City 45. Kelly is audibleizing. Play clock is down to 5. Kelly is under center. The snap, the fade, and then he cocks his arm and throws a low-line drive pass for a first down to the 40-yard line on the far sideline. Caught by Bill Brooks, who was tackled by Kevin Ross. Another good throw and another good decision by Kelly.
Kelly, I think, saw that the blitz was on. One of those defensive backs was coming after Kelly on the blitz, meaning man-to-man coverage on the outside, and that's where he went.
8th play of the Buffalo drive with no score. One running back, Thomas, 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Kelly at the Kansas City 40. Draw play, handoff, sweeping to the left side. Thomas finds a hole, 40 down to the 35, running along the numbers. He's to the 33-yard line of Kansas City, and a pickup of 7. Ross and Terry on the stop from the secondary.
That's what I'm talking about, Thurman Thomas. You can stop him, boy, but you give him any hole whatsoever out there, he finds it and he shoots into it. Wasn't much of a seam, but it was enough where he can dart through there and pick up about 7 yards.
Again, no huddle for Kelly. Team assembling at the 34 at Kansas City, 2nd down and 4. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Thomas in the backfield. Draw play, handoff. Thomas got a block, goes over the right tackle. From behind, he's caught and brought down to the 32, 31-yard line. Gain of about 1.5 yards. Martin Bayless there with the stop.
There is what a good sign is. You notice all the red jerseys around Thurman Thomas, about 6 of them that time. That time they were letting Derek Thomas rush hard to the outside, and they gave the ball to Thurman Thomas going inside of Derek.
Beebe and Reed receivers to the left. Brooks, former Colt, to the right side. He is wide. 1 running back, Thurman Thomas. 3rd and 3 from the Chiefs, 32 for the Bills. Upcoming the 10th play of the drive. Plenty of time on the play clock, down to 10. Back to pass on the blitz. Kelly's hit as he throws, but the pass caught between the hash marks and the numbers on the near side. Leaping grab, Bill Brooks. First down, Buffalo to the Kansas City 25. Spectacular catch, and Kelly was feeling the heat up the middle.
What a play by Jim Kelly. Martin Bayless was blitzing. He went straight up the gut, nailed Kelly just as he released the ball, but he got it off. There it is, going back to making decisions, knowing when to pull the trigger.
3 receivers for Jim Kelly, and again, no huddle. 1st and 10 from the Chiefs 24. No score, 5:40. Long drive by the Bills, numbering about 5 minutes right now on the first quarter clock. On running back, Thurman Thomas. Hand off to Thurman. Got a block, hesitates, cuts back inside, dances by the 25, angles to the numbers, and he's down about the 21. And a gain of 3 on first down, 2nd down, and 7. It's like an NBA basketball game.
It's fast moving, isn't it? It looked like there was absolutely nothing there. Thurman Thomas put a couple of jukes on people, was able to find a seam and pick up a few yards, but it looked like he was going to get nailed right at the line of scrimmage.
12th play of the Buffalo drive, no score, just crossing the 5-minute mark now. 2nd down, 7 from the Kansas City 21. 1 receiver to the left, that's Brooks. 2 receivers to the near side, and Kenneth Davis in the backfield. Kelly, the snap, and the fake handoff. Kelly drops back all the time in the world. Backpedals, pump fakes, then dumps it off to Metzelars at the 20. Galloping 15, angling to the sideline, the 10. He's nailed at the 8. 1st and goal to go. The Buffalo Bills, the 2nd leading receiver on the team, is the tight end Metzelars. He came up with a big reception there.
Give credit to the Bills' offensive line. Kelly must have had 5 or 6 seconds back there. All it was, a little dump-off pass to the tight end, and no one was around him. Doug Terry eventually got over there to make the stop, but they got to get more pressure on Kelly.
Now from the 8, Buffalo 1st and goal to go. Draw play, handoff, left side run. It's Kenneth Davis finding a gap, breaking a tackle at the 5, and staggering into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo Bills.
Oh, that was too easy. Too easy for the Bills. They just shoved it right down Kansas City's throat on that drive after Kansas City did a terrific job on the opening series against the Buffalo Bills offense. See how the crowd quiets down now? That's one way, as I've always said, to quiet a crowd is get in there with a touchdown.
6-minute drive, 13 plays.
In 6 minutes, and bear in mind, there's no huddle.
Right.
So they're getting up there quicker. That is a long drive, 6 minutes for the Buffalo Bills.
Christie will try the extra point on the hold of backup quarterback Frank Reich. And waiting for the snap. There it is, bit high, put down by Reich, and the kick is up and good. And with 4:14 remaining in the first quarter of play from sold-out Arrowhead Stadium, Buffalo 7, Kansas City nothing on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
9 yards out, 4:14 remaining. First quarter, the Bills 7, the Chiefs nothing. Back to Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City, capacity crowd better than 77,000 on hand for the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Buffalo with a 7-0 lead. Steve Christie will kick it off to Damon Hughes, 7th-round draft pick, a rookie out of Iowa. Hughes, the deep man, flanked by Kimball Anders and Todd McNair.
It'll be done by Steve Christie, who boots it high and end over end and down the middle, and at the goal line, the catch bobbled by Hughes, picks it up, goes to the 5 to 10, got a block, 15-20, breaks a tackle, 25 on the near sideline. He's out to the 30-yard line.
And good news, I see no flags out there. All right. In fact, I don't think there's been a penalty. Has there been a penalty? Not a penalty in the game so far, which is good. Kansas City on first downs, they have run none. They have thrown the ball 3 times, so you can see what they're trying to do on first down is catch the Bills looking for the run, maybe pick up 5, 6, 7 yards.
Well, the first drive for Kansas City began back at the 7, resulted in a punt. Now they begin at the 30, and they got it first down and 10. One running back, that's Kimball Anders. Wide receivers, Davis and Burton. Marcus Allen in the slot receiver position on the near side. Now in motion out of the backfield, Anders. Back to pass, Joe Montana. Sets up, winds up, does a wobbly pass. Dropped!
Where's the flag?
Between the hash marks and the numbers, far side. Willie Davis had it go right through his hands. Boy, he was held from behind and whipped around like a rag doll. Incomplete pass.
And but was he held before the ball got there? That was my only question. Regardless, it's 2nd down and 10 to go for Kansas City.
I think it was pretty well timed, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Montana breaks huddle. He sends to the near side. Receiver Barnett to the far side. Freddie Jones. Make it J.J. Burton. 2 tight ends, Hayes and Cash. 1 running back, that's Marcus Allen. Back to pass, Montana. Buffalo's offside. 3 down for the Chiefs. Montana escaping the rush of Biscuit. Far side pass. Caught with the leap across the way by Jonathan Hayes. At about the 32, Cornelius Bennett was out on the tracks of Joe Montana. Pass completed, but flags all over the field.
I think that was a free down for Joe because 2 of the Buffalo Bills defensive people jumped offside. So he wasn't going to run, though. That's what I was looking at. Get rid of that football.
Glad.
Yes.
Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
2 great Kansas City traditions, the Chiefs and classic rock and roll. On 101 KCFX, the Fox.
Offsides Buffalo, now 2nd and 5 for the Chiefs at their own 35.
First penalty of the game against not Kansas City, but Buffalo.
Barnett, a receiver across the way. Fred Jones on the near side. The backfield is staggered and split with Allen and Ernie Thompson. And here's the handoff to Thompson, running over the right guard, putting his head down, and he chugs along the hash marks to the 37-yard line and picks up 2, which makes it 3rd and 3. Bruce Smith, who has 17 sacks for the Bills this year, makes the stop.
From his right defensive end position. Is he a player or what?
Oh,
that was a little misdirection play. They had Marcus Allen going to the left, hoping to get those linebackers, sway them to go in that direction, but they plugged that up very, very well up the middle.
It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Chiefs. Billy Davis wide across the way. J.J. inside on the near side. They got Kimball Anders as a wingback. 1 running back, Marcus Allen. 3rd and 3 from the 37. Montana has Anders in motion. Back to pass, Montana throws a pass, batted down at the line of scrimmage. Knocked down by angular 6'5" Phil Hansen.
Never got off the line of scrimmage, Kevin, but he was able to time it and jump just as Joe threw the football.
3 and out for the Chiefs, Lenny.
And that included a 5-yard penalty against the Buffalo Bills.
Second straight punt on
Not able
2
to run. See,
possessions.
the Bills have averaged 135 yards a game against them, people running with the football. Kansas City has not been able to generate any running game so far.
Now the second punt coming up for Barker. His first one sailed 56 yards. He's inside the 25. Belt high snap, no rush, punt is away. Off the side of his foot, bounding at the 30, bouncing to the 20, bouncing inside the 15, inside the 10, and out of bounds at the 7 as it came tumbling to the near side. Another 56-yard punt.
2 different types of kicks, though, right?
Yeah.
The first one flew 56 yards in the air. That one bounced for about 25 yards. So good break for Kansas City. Bounced out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. I go back to the running game for Kansas City. They only have 4 yards rushing so far. You got to do a better job than that.
Well, Buffalo's run defense, Len, right now in the NFL, 23rd. You can run on this team.
Yeah. Pittsburgh ran for 200-some yards against it.
Yep. Outside the 7, Buffalo breaks huddle. Jim Kelly has Thurman Thomas in the backfield. Beebe, Brooks, and Reed as his receivers. And he stands at his own 7, 1st and 10. Gets the snap, short drop back, looks to the near sideline, throws a low pass, and on both knees, catch made by Brooks, breaks a tackle at the 13, spins by the 15, up the sideline. He's got a first down to the 19-yard line on a great second effort and poor Kansas City tackling.
Well, I tell you, they're going to the outside of those receivers. That time, Dale Carter was running backwards. He lined up near the line of scrimmage that took off backwards, so that time Buffalo really guessed right on that pass pattern.
First down and 10. Fans have still not taken their seats in the lower section of the stadium. Here's a handoff, and it goes to
Martin Bayless. What a hit.
Thurman Thomas, who he was drilled by Bayless coming up from the secondary, and a gain of perhaps a yard, and that's it.
See, I think that there's Martin Bayless acting like a linebacker, and he was eyeballing Thurman Thomas, and wherever Thurman went, that's where he went.
Second down 9, just outside the 19. Kelly assembles his team at the line. We have a 7-0 Buffalo lead, just crossing the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Back to pass, Kelly deep in the pocket. It crumbles, but he throws a line drive down the middle, caught. And a fumble after the hit, rolling on the side, diving on it, Ross. He's got it. The Chiefs have got the Buffalo turnover at the Buffalo 28-yard line.
Albert Lewis is the guy that stripped Andre Reed of the football. So the first big break in the ball game going to Kansas City, getting it inside the Buffalo Bills 30-yard line. Kevin Ross is slowly getting up. Kansas City has forced 6 fumbles, 6 interceptions, and 7 sacks in the last 4 ball games. And there is another turnover for Kansas City.
Mincy actually fell on it after Ross had corralled the loose ball. And now the Chiefs have it 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 28. We're down to 1:47 remaining in the first quarter. Backfield of Allen and Andrews. Backfield is split. Wide receivers Davis and Burton. Montana's under center. He's got a 1st and 10 at the Bill 28-yard line. Back to pass? No. Quick drop play. Quick hitter. Call is to Anders, who dances up the middle between the hash marks, crosses the 25 and is down to the 24 and picks up 4 yards.
Well, I'm looking out here at the cornerback. Nate Odoms on that last play really gave the wide receiver a lot of space. He was like 10 yards off of him. So there's when the little hitches and the quick outs could be wide open because it was man-to-man coverage out there on the outside.
Montana break settle. Burden wide to the right. Near side wide receiver Willie Davis. Backfield split. Allen and Anders on the Buffalo 24. 2nd down 6. 4 down linemen for the Buffalo Bills. Montana studies in motion out of the backfield now. Marcus Allen back to pass Montana. Winds up, arches a pass down the far sideline. And a flag thrown inside the 5. Incomplete pass. Burden was covered by James Williams. The Chiefs will have it deep in Buffalo territory with the flag thrown on the Buffalo Bills.
Big break for Kansas City. Joe Montana going deep, trying to get behind the secondary. A little pump fake first and then going deep.
Number 49, the defense, 5 yards, previous spot, still 2nd down.
There is no 49. He means 29. And that's James Williams.
Giving him defensive holding instead of pass interference.
So 1st and 10, land at the 19.
It's an important thing to keep this drive going.
Cash will come from the sideline, as will Todd McNair for the first time. Leaving will be the tight end Jonathan Hayes.
Whoever it is, they better get moving. There's 12 seconds on the clock.
And Montana, who's gone on the quick count most of the day, breaks huddle. Team runs to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 19. Staggered split backfield, 2 receivers deployed to the near side. Back to pass Montana. Winds up, looks right now, looks left, arches a pass into the end zone over the head of a double-teamed Willie Davis in the back of the end zone under the crossbar right in the middle. Incomplete pass. Odoms and Kelso all over Willie Davis.
I think he was just throwing that ball away because that was uncatchable by anybody. He was looking. He had to hurry up because he only had about 4 seconds once they got to the line of scrimmage. He had to get that ball snapped. He didn't want to take a chance on getting sacked back there, so he just threw it away. Joe, 2 of 7, 35 yards, so he's missed his last 5 passes in a row.
Now McNair becomes a receiver on the far side with Burton. To the near side, they platoon Davis. 1 running back, Marcus Allen. From the Buffalo 19, Joe Montana, 2nd down and 10. Montana swivels his head back and forth as he studies the defense. Hands off to Marcus, breaks a tackle, going right, cuts back in between the hash marks. He is piled on at the 18. Gain of 1, 3rd and 9 coming up.
There's what's hurting them. They can't run with the football. Got to be able to. We're talking about running and how that opens everything up. They have to respect that. The linebackers and those defensive backs. So far, they've only rushed for 9 yards. How many carries? 5 carries, 9 yards. It's less than 2 yards per carry. That's not good enough.
McNair leaves, and in place of him, another tight end, Cash. So Hayes and Cash, the 2 tight ends. Receivers across the way. Davis and Burton. One running back, Marcus Allen. Montana facing 3rd and 9 at the 18 of Buffalo. Dropping back to throw, dumps it off in the flat, caught by an open Marcus Allen on the 20, down the sideline, 15, 10, 5. He sneaks in for the touchdown, working the sideline, and the Chiefs are on the board. 18-yard touchdown pass by Joe Montana, and what a great job of running down the far sideline by Marcus Allen. He was wide open.
They caught him by surprise. Bruce Smith, nobody even touched him. He came in untouched, and Montana got rid of that ball in a hurry. The linebackers were nowhere to be found over there. And once again, I've said so many times, who can get into the end zone better than anybody? Marcus Allen from the 10-yard line in, and he just saw the end zone. He somehow found a way to get in there.
Lowry will try to tie the ball game. We've got 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The hold by Barker, the kick by Nick. It is up, it is good. 7 apiece, 12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of play. What a play by Mark. He made it look effortless, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Nobody covered him out there. It looked like the defense for Buffalo was confused because ordinarily Bruce Smith is the right defensive end. He went clear over to the left side, and they caught him by surprise.
All right, let's go to Bill Grigsby with the tie ball game. Billy?
Hey, what a great game it is. I have a Food Barn update from the NFL. I want you to shop your friendly neighborhood Food Barn for quality food, meat, and produce at low prices. If you're tailgating, and a lot of people were eating leftovers today, be sure to check out the savings on Food Barn's great-tasting deli trays. Perfect for your next football get-together. Nobody saves you money like Food Barn. Nobody. Scores of games around the NFL. These are finals. Atlanta defeated Cleveland 17-14. Cincinnati defeated the Raiders 16-10 on a cold day in Cincinnati. New Orleans 17, Minnesota 14 up in Minnesota. These are finals. The Jets 6-0 win over New England. Green Bay 13, Tampa Bay 10. And Philadelphia 17, Washington 14. Now in the first period, Denver, Seattle no score. Phoenix leads the Giants in a surprise 10-0. And San Francisco 7, the Rams 3, playing out on the West Coast.
Touchdown pass by Joe Montana, number 251. Fabian Copeland deep to retrieve this kickoff by Lowry. End over end coming to the near side. Copeland with the catch at the 1. By the 5, the 10, and knocked down by Benny Thompson at about the 11-yard line. Boy, did he come down feeling like a runaway freight train. He would not be stopped.
So now where's he going? Looked like he's going up in the stands. What a hit by Benny Thompson. Did he get fired up or what? Oh, what great coverage at the 11.5-yard line. There's what you're looking for. I know that the special teams been getting bad mouth the last few weeks, but that was a terrific play.
Herman Thomas in the backfield, B.B. Reed and Brooks. They operate with 3 wide receivers all the time, Buffalo guys. They're going against a slight breeze, and Kelly is under center. 1st and 10. The snap and the draw play handoff left side to Thomas. Breaks a tackle.
They made him bounce. When they make him bounce without getting into the hole clean, they got a chance.
Neil Smith with the stop on Thurman Thomas. So that's the end of one. A spirited first quarter here in Kansas City. The Bills and the Chiefs tied at 7. Back in Kansas City with Mike Ditka. I'm Marv Albert. Buffalo and Kansas City are tied at 7 as we head.
First quarter, Kansas City started on the average on their 36-yard line. Buffalo, their own 14.
Now Jim Kelly takes his team to the 10, 2nd down and 12. Back to pass, Jim Kelly stands in the pocket, it crumbles, he's hit, and he's knocked down at the goal line. They'll call it actually the 1. A sack made by Joe Phillips, who came up the middle, and I mean, he was going right at number 12, Jim Kelly, and down he took him.
I said they got to get more pressure on it, particularly up the middle. There it is. The quarterback doesn't know what to do. There's nothing he can do when it comes right up the middle, and also you have Neil Smith and Derek Thomas coming from the outside.
Well, now you got this crowd into the game, Lenny.
Oh, yes.
3rd down and 20. Buffalo at their 2. Kelly is literally in his own end zone. as is Thurman Thomas. 3rd and 20 from the 2. Back to pass in his end zone. Kelly gets blocking. Throws a line drive pass on the numbers. Caught. Close to a first down, but not quite. Pete Metzelaars grabbed the ball at the 21-yard line. They need to get to the 22, and he'll be a yard shy, 19-yard pickup. So it'll be 4th down. Let's see where they spot the ball. That is all important. They will bring the chain from the far side. Lenny, I think they're going to be shy.
You know, I'll tell you, Kelly is kind of like Montana. They're not afraid to throw from anywhere on the field. Going back in his own end zone, straight down the field, the tight end was open in the seam and was able to get the ball to him.
Well, let's hope this spot was a good one for Kansas City because they've got some momentum now on defense and on offense. And the chains are out there. And they stretch him, and they're short. They're short by about the half length of a football. And Buffalo's got a punt.
Well, of course.
3 and out, Lenny. 3 and out.
So for Kansas City, no penalties. They should get the ball back in excellent field position. So Kansas City on the fumble recovery turned that into 7 points.
Chris Moore will punt inside his 10. And they place the ball back down just shy of the 22-yard line. Moore will punt this time from our right to our left. The sun is setting. The field is completely immersed in the shadow cast by the stadium. And Carter is back inside the 45. Now they got the chain steady on the far sideline. Referee winds his arm. Clock is rolling. Just into the second quarter. Buffalo's got a punt for their second time in 4 possessions. There's the belt-high snap and the right-footed punt. High and hanging, looking up into the blue sky with the catch, drifting back to the 30 with the grab. Carter breaks a tackle. He's hit from the side and brought down at the 33-yard line. Punt of 49 yards and some shoving after the play. But nothing that will provoke either team into continuing that
and
tussle.
No penalties.
Which is good. You like that
well,
too, don't you?
Particularly on the special teams last week, it killed them.
AFL, we flash back to New Year's Day, 1967 AFL championship game at Buffalo's War Memorial Stadium. Len Dawson passing for 227 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Garrett ran for 2 TDs, giving the Chiefs a 31-7 victory in a trip to Super Bowl I facing the Green Bay Packers. And there was Len Dawson in the broadcast.
Moving from our left to our right. Montana's got 1 running back, Marcus Allen, 2 receivers, one of which is in motion out of the far side, the tight end Cash. Back to pass Montana, short drop back, quick throw, far side, leaping 2-handed catch made. 40-yard line by Willie Davis, gets 9, then dives for maybe a 10th yard as he's out on the far sideline near the 42 and very close to a first down.
You know, on first down, very important down. I've said this so many times. You want to get positive yardage. They have run once. They have passed the ball 6 times, and that time did an excellent job averaging over 7 yards on first down. It was just excellent. Field position, you were talking about that before. Kansas City has enjoyed it so much better this week compared to last week against the Chicago Bears.
Fred Jones platooned wide to the left side, near side Davis. Backfield in the staggered split set. In motion now, one of those running backs, Sanders. Here's the drop play handoff over the center, putting his head down, digging for yards, picking up the first down between the hash marks. Marcus Allen spinning to the 47. Jeff Wright makes the stop. He's at Lawrence, Kansas, and it's the first down for the Chiefs.
Oh, he shot through there, didn't he? Marcus Allen did that time. There is positive yards. Prior to that, 5 carries for Kansas City, just 9 yards running with the football. I said they have to try. They got to do a better job running with the ball against this Buffalo defense. Allen, 4 carries, just 8 yards.
Montana assembles his team at the line. Fred Jones to the near side. Barnett a receiver to the far. Backfield in the staggered split set. Ernie Thompson now along with Marcus Allen. First and 10 from the 47. Handoff Marcus over the right guard. He puts his head down, staggers ahead, and falls down at the 50. And that's a pickup of 3. And now it's second down and 7. Cornelius Bennett makes his first tackle today.
Averaging around a little over 2 yards per carry, Kansas City is running with the football. I say when you go back to Pittsburgh, rush for over 200 yards against this same defense out there, and they're giving up in the last 4 games an average of 167 yards a game. So that's why you got to be able to run on these people.
Ernie Thompson, the fullback, comes out. Anders comes in. Montana at the 50 with the second and 7. Split backfield, Allen and Anders. Receivers Barnett and Jones left and right, and there comes some flags and all kinds of confusion on the field, and Montana never even got the snap. It's against Kansas City.
It's first penalty against Kansas City.
First penalty on the Chiefs.
False start prior to the snap. Number 76 of the offense, 5 yards, still second down.
That's the all-pro left tackle, John L. But really, to be quite honest, this offensive line has had more consistency and a better mix over the last couple weeks than at any other time during the season.
Yeah, they have. And I guess when Bruce Smith is over you, you're allowed maybe one of those things of trying to get back there in position to protect your quarterback.
All right, the penalty now makes it 2nd down and 12, back at the 45. Montana's got 2 running backs. Marcus in motion out of the backfield to the near side. Back to pass, Joe Montana deep in his pocket, winds up, pump fakes, on the run, throws a line drive pass, caught in traffic on the 45 by Fred Jones, spins and goes by the 40, picks up a first down to the Buffalo 39. A pickup of 16. He was in the midst of 3 defenders for the Bills, and Montana, who looked off one, threw it to his secondary target, and Jones wobbles to the near sideline, a bit shaken up.
I'm telling you, that was a one heck of a play by Joe Montana. He pump faked the ball out into the flat to Anders, who was out there. That froze everybody. Then he immediately came back down the middle to the inside receiver, got him the football.
Montana breaks settle, takes his team to the Buffalo 39. Backfield staggered and split, Allen and Thompson. Left and right the receivers. Montana looks over a 3-man down line for the Buffalo Bills. At the Bill 39, play clock is down to 2, down to 1. Montana gets the snap, looks right, guns a line drive pass, 2-handed catch near side, 35-yard line by Barnett, runs along the sideline to the Buffalo 32 and picks up 7 yards on first down.
Good play there. I almost did not get it off on time. It looked like there was a chance that they were not set for the full second that you have to be before the ball is snapped. But the play is good. First down. What? Passing it once again, picking up good yardage, 7 yards.
Now we got 10:49. The clock is ticking here in the second quarter. Sold out Arrowhead, watching a tie game at 7 apiece. Montana now at the Buffalo 32, 2nd down and 3. Thompson in motion, handoff, draw play, up the middle, charging as Marcus Allen puts his head down, pierces the 30. He's down near the 29 and very close to a first down as he ran over the right side of that Chiefs offensive line.
I'm going to tell you one thing. If he does enough of that, he's going to be shorter after this game than he was when it started banging in there with his head like that. But he is going for the first down, trying to get that additional yard or so.
Freddie Jones looks like he's re-injured that left arm, Lenny, and that's going to be a problem as they take the chains on once again to measure and see how accurate the Chiefs are getting that first down.
Leonard, remember Mike Adamley?
I remember
He was 6'4", and when he left here, he was 5'9".
I remember his father, Tony Adamley, played for the Cleveland Browns, see?
In 1890.
They got the first down. Chiefs have picked it up. Their 3rd first down on this drive.
Joe Montana, 6 of 11, 75 yards. 6 different receivers have caught the football.
Not bad.
That is important. That is really important. Who are you going to double team? You can't.
Chiefs break huddle in the red jerseys, white pants, and Montana takes the team to the Buffalo 29. 2 receivers platooned across the way. Backfield is staggered and split. Davis and Burden across the way. Fake handoff. Montana throws a line drive pass to the near sideline. A 2-handed catch made on the 20-yard line. It's a gain of about 10, close to a first down. Keith Cash lassos the pass. Another on-the-money mark by Joe Montana.
Let me change that. Now it's 7 different receivers catching the ball from Joe Montana. 7 completions, 7 different receivers.
That was a gain of 9.
Did you see the little play action there? He got back and provided him time and separation between he and that defensive line.
Montana will send McNair and Burden as receivers to the right side. Wide across the way, Davis. Allen by himself in the backfield from the Buffalo 22nd down and 1. Montana's under center, swiveling his head back and forth, studying the defense. Here's a handoff to Marcus, who dives over the right side. Picks up the first down. And he's down to the 15-yard line. A dive of 5 and a 1st and 10 coming up for the Chiefs, who are tied at 7 with Buffalo.
Let's talk about Kansas City inside the 20-yard line. 30 times this year they've been inside the 20. 16 touchdowns, 11 field goals. So 90% of the time when they're in the other team's 20-yard line or inside of it, they score.
Montana breaks huddle. Upcoming the 9th play of the Kansas City drive. Burden to the left. Wide receiver Davis to the right. Backfield split. Anders along with Allen. Joe Montana from the 15 of Buffalo. 1st and 10. Spins. Hands off. Anders hit once. Tumbles down to the 15. Rolls to the 14. Phil Hansen. Got him. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Hansen got great penetration that time. Was able to get him in the backfield. Really disrupted things out there. So we got some substitutions coming in. Jonathan Hayes coming in. Thompson also coming in. Cash. Anders coming out of the contest.
Upcoming the 10th play of the drive. Clock at 8:45 in a 7-all ball game. And wide receiver J.J. Burden deployed to the left to the near side. Davis. Backfield in the staggered split set. Allen along with Thompson. 10th play of the drive, second down and 10 from the 15 of Buffalo. Montana gets the snap, drops back to throw, looks left, backpedals a step further, looks right, now scrambling from the pocket, cocks his arm, throws a low pass on the run, and a diving catch made by J.J. Burton on the near sideline at the 12. Tackle made by James Williams. It's a gain of 3, but it easily could have been a sack or an incompletion.
And you see where he threw it? Down low. So if he doesn't catch it, J.J. doesn't catch it, no one's going to catch the football. They got to come away with some points down here, so that's why he wasn't going to take a chance in getting sacked back there.
Fred Jones back in the game. He'll be sent wide to the left in the slot across the way Davis. Receiver to the near side, J.J. Burton. 11th play of the Kansas City drive. It's 3rd and 7 from the Buffalo 12. Montana drops back to throw. Looks left, throws a pass, and it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage for a second time today. A low pass, Montana backpedaling, kind of slung it with a sidearm delivery.
He's looking for Freddie Jones, who is coming on a quick slant to the inside. It's too bad it was batted down because Freddie Jones was coming open.
And here comes Nick Lowry out onto the field, and he'll try the field goal that will be 30 yards in length.
I was going to say, don't look for a quarterback draw play down there with Joe Montana. Yes. I think you can eliminate that play today.
30-yarder by Nick Lowry to break the 7-all ties. 7:46 in a very quick first half. High snap, put down, ball is kicked up, marching through the uprights. Good. Lowry is now 17 of 22 on the year. And the Chiefs have taken their first lead of the game. They've scored 10 unanswered points. Kansas City 10, Buffalo 7 on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Kansas City Chiefs have come from behind. Now lead the Buffalo Bills 10-7 as Lowry approaches for the kickoff. Copeland and Beebe are back deep. Lowry line drives at a short kick.
Picked up by Copeland, who from the 10 goes to the 15, tries to weasel his way up the middle and is taken down at the 20-yard line. Thought he saw a gap, but it quickly closed, and a nice hit there made by Kansas City's Tim Watson.
Good coverage. Good coverage with a line drive kick like that. Sometimes they're back in a hurry. Jim Kelly is 8 of 14 for 87 yards. Thomas, 9 rushes, 22 yards. He's caught 30 balls for 15 yards.
Well, Buffalo today has had it 4 times. 2 punts, a fumble, and a touchdown run. And they've got the ever-deadly Thurman Thomas in the backfield. Jim Kelly lines up at his own 21st and 10, fakes the handoff, spins out of the backfield, throws a pass as he rolls to the far side, caught ankle high by the lunging tight end, Pete Metzelaars, at the 26-yard line. Down he goes, gain of 6 on the play.
Good hands. Yeah. That was down around his ankles, and he's able to get down there and catch the thing in his hands and picked up about 6 yards.
Just beyond the 26, it'll be second down and about 3.5 to go. Kelly now cups his hands around his mouth and barks out the audible. He's got 3 receivers, and the crowd building in their noise. Play clock down to 13. Kelly's got Thomas in the backfield. Kelly gets the snap, drops back, looks down the middle, pass deflected, wobbles down the middle, caught on the hash marks by Andre Reed, who is double covered at the Buffalo 34-yard line. That is good for a first down.
Pretty good concentration because the thing was tipped back at the line of scrimmage. I noticed Derek Thomas getting some help, offensive tackle. Also Thurman Thomas back there to lend a hand.
No huddle for the Buffalo Bills. They line up with 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left, moving from our right to our left. And here's the draw play handoff, right side run. Thomas wrapped up by Neil Smith at the line. No gain on that play.
Neil guessed right. He had an inside rush on that time as opposed to an outside rush. Went right into where Thurman Thomas was trying to run with a football. Sometimes you guess right, sometimes you guess wrong. That time they guessed right.
Down to 6:10, clock ticking, 10-7. The Chiefs lead in a Lowry 30-yard field goal. Now Buffalo and quarterback Jim Kelly settling in under center. Second down 10 from his own 34. And again changing the play. Leaning to the right, now leaning to the left. Offensive linemen coming up out of their stance to get the call. Thurman Thomas backpedals in the backfield. Play clock down to 8. Here's the handoff. Thomas dances by 1 defender. Can only lunge back to the line of scrimmage on the handoff from Kelly in a play that took a long time to be assembled. And Martin Bayless comes up with another big play defensively.
Lonnie Marks was the guy, though. He was the guy that forced Thurman Thomas back to the inside where the rest of the guys, including Martin Bayless, were there to make the stop.
Thurman Thomas is a bit dazed on the field. 3rd and 11. Loss of a yard on the play. Back to the 33 of Buffalo. And the crowd once again getting to their feet. Play clock is down to 9. Kelly is still assembling the play. He's at his own 33. He sends Reed, a receiver, in motion. Back to pass Kelly. Here comes Smith, and down he goes. Smith with his second sack. Back at the Buffalo 22-yard line.
I guess his ankle is all right. Didn't practice hardly at all because of a bad ankle sprain from a week ago. That time they tried to block him with one guy, the offensive tackle. He had that outside rush going. He just jumped to the outside. I think it was Metzelaars trying to block him, and he was chasing Neal all the way.
Chris Moore to punt inside the 10, third punt and 5 possessions for Buffalo. 10-7, Chiefs leading late first half. There's the snap, held high, no rush. They're trying the return. High, towering punt down the middle. Backpedaling to the 30-yard line with the backpedaling catch is Carter to the 35. Dances and dives and knocked head over heels. Carter flies to the 36, running between the hash marks. Tackle made by Thomas Smith. A punt of 47 yards, and we'll pause from sold-out Arrowhead Stadium. 4:38, that's the time remaining in the second quarter. And the Chiefs lead 10-7 as you're listening to Kansas City Chiefs football.
Well, Jim Kelly in a chat with his offensive line.
He's got two wingbacks. Tight end Cash in motion to the near side. Back to pass Joe Montana. Looks left, looks right. Now there's a line drive pass. A leaping two-handed spinning catch at midfield. And they can't bring Keith Cash down. He drags the defender down to the Buffalo 45. Huge pickup of 18 yards on the play. And Montana once again right on the money. Kelso and Patton finally hold down the big tight end Keith Cash from Texas.
Give that offensive line credit because they did an excellent job of blocking down there and letting Keith Cash go from the right side all the way to the left side, and Montana able to find him downfield.
All right, folks, now look for number 34 in there. That's Dale Carter. Yes, Dale Carter will be a receiver wide on the left side. Backfield in the staggered split set from the 45 of Buffalo. Chiefs 1st and 10. Montana's got Barnett in motion. Here's the handoff. End around. It goes to Carter from the 50 to the near side 45. Stiff arms his way out of bounds. Running down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds at the 43. And he'll pick up on the play about 2.
Do you think that Buffalo figured out, hey, number 34 is in this game? Maybe we should take a look at him to see where he goes and following him.
A la Deion Sanders. Our plays a little offense. And let's see, we got Sterling Sharp playing quarterback from Green Bay from his receiver position. We got Sanders playing some offense for Atlanta. And now we've got Dale Carter for Kansas City, showing you the tremendous versatility of some of these skilled players in the NFL. Chiefs on top, 10-7. Now 2nd down 8. Montana under center at the Buffalo 43. Handoff. Marcus Allen over the right guard. Follows the blocking and he nudges his way by the 40 and near the 39. He picks up 4 on the play, which brings up 3rd down and 4. And let's pause. 10 seconds. 4 stations to identify themselves on the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Kansas City's home of classic rock and roll and your 1993 Kansas City Chiefs. 101 KCFX, Harrisonville, Kansas City. The Fox.
What about Montana throwing today, Lenny?
9 of 15, 106 yards, and that touchdown pass to Marcus Allen.
And he takes his team breaking huddle to the 40-yard line where it's 3rd and 4. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. There's some flags, and bodies are strewn all over the field. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen look like 2 sumo wrestlers out there. Zod along with Wright bumping into each other. And
they're going to have a conference now. Who is it? Look at Neil. Look at Bruce Smith. He's over there.
I guess if your last name is Smith, it means you've got some officiating background.
Yes, you go over and help him with the count.
It's on Buffalo, Lenny. It's on the
first down or close to it.
5 yards.
5 yards. Will they move the chains? They should.
Well, ball will be spotted inside the 35, which is good for a first down.
Ooh, that helps. There's where penalties. You're talking about penalties. Kansas City has had just 1 penalty so far in the game. That was John Alt moving.
It's 3rd down and an inch. They're not going to give him the first down. So 3rd down, we'll say about an inch to go. Ball firmly placed at the 35-yard line. Now Joe Valerio comes in as a tight end eligible. He is normally a tackle. They still have a flag on the field, and the referee will backpedal and get us.
Well, that's the referees. The other official threw it back there to him. He called him for illegal something. 3
tight ends in there, one of which is in motion. Cash. Backfield in the eye. Handoff. No, it's a fake by Montana. Rolling to the near side. Cocks his arm. Arches a pass down the near sideline. A leaping two-handed grab. double team. Keith Cash has it. Another spectacular catch down to the 14-yard line of the Buffalo Bills, and he had defenders draped on both shoulders.
What a catch! Two guys all over him. He went up and took it away from both of them. Good for 21 yards. They were trying to catch him, but they didn't pull him because they were back there. Two defensive backs, and Keith Cash showing some of that ability that these guys knew that he had. Cash, 3 catches, 49 yards.
We're down to the 2-minute warning of the first half of play. The Chiefs on top on a Lowry field goal and a Montana touchdown pass, 10-7. This is the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
I think sometime when that happens, Ricky Sigler ought to get a little credit. He's doing an outstanding job.
Montana breaks huddle, and he'll send Barnett to the near side. J.J. Burton to the far. Backfield well split. Marcus Allen and Kimball Andrews. Here's the fake handoff. Back to pass. Montana throws a line drive down the middle. Intercepted. Picked up at the 2-yard line and picked off by the Buffalo Bills at the Buffalo 2. Hot receiver was cutting across, and that was J.J. Burton, and Nate Odoms makes his 8th interception this season, and Montana is picked off for the first time today and for the season. Joe Montana, second interception all season long.
Not a good throw. He threw it. He had his man open. He got what he was looking for, which is man-to-man coverage, a little play-action fake, and he had the quick slant going in. Had he thrown it right, he would have got it to J.J. Could have been a touchdown. And he knows it.
Now Buffalo huddles in their own end zone. They've got 1:54 with which to work on the second quarter clock. And they send 2 receivers to the near side. That's Beebe and Reed. Far side, Brooks. One running back, Thomas. Under center, Kelly. Quick count, quick handoff, and it goes to Thurman Thomas up the middle. No gain on the play. I mean, they just plugged that gap.
Nothing there. They had to think about calling timeout. They got 2 timeouts left.
He's playing a good game is Martin Bayless from the secondary.
Yeah, he is. He's like a linebacker out there. Yep. What he's doing is eyeballing Thurman Thomas. Thurman is being shadowed by him all over the place.
No gain on the previous play, so second down and 10 from the 2 for Jim Kelly. Once again, beginning deep in his own zone. Back fiddles in the pocket, looks left, now looks right. Bends a line drive pass between the hash marks. Caught on a lunge and a leap at the 18-yard line by Billy Brooks. Picked up as a free agent from the Colts. He's 8 years out of BU, and he makes a first down reception for Buffalo.
Boy, that was a heck of a throw by Jim Kelly. He is 14 of 17 for 123 yards, Jim Kelly is.
Well, Neil Smith and Derek Thomas were still back in the end zone after they were chasing Jim Kelly and ran as quickly as they could to get near the line of scrimmage. And when they saw they weren't going to come close and probably get an offside call on them, they called a timeout. We'll do the same.
Nate Odoms came up with his 8th interception of the season. Chiefs picked off only 5 times, only the second time that Montana was intercepted, and the Bills leading the NFL with now 20 interceptions. Buffalo first down from their 19-yard line, 1:07 remaining in this first half. Bills trail the Chiefs 10-7. Jim Kelly is 14 of 17, 134 yards.
But then again, they're not getting any points out of it. I mean, it looks good on paper, but you've got to get more points out of that kind of production. He's doing an outstanding job.
Jim Kelly orchestrates with the 1st and 10 at his own 18. Thomas in the backfield. Oh, the Chiefs are offside. There goes Neil Smith, and this was brought up earlier in the week as the flags hit the field. This was brought up at Marty Schottenheimer's news conference earlier in the week about all the offsides on Kansas City. And his reply was, well,
they're trying some different alignments out there. That last play, it was Joe Phillips going to the right defensive end position. You had Saliamua over the center, and you had Derek Thomas behind him trying to guess, where he's going to get single blocking, and that's what he's looking for.
Second penalty in Kansas City, which is a far cry from what we've seen last couple of weeks.
Penalties last week, field position-wise, really killed him on the special team.
Now 1st and 5. And the ball resting at the 24. As Kelly snuggles in behind center. Now changing the play, crossing his arms, barking out the call. Play clock down to 10. He's got 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Kelly drops deep back in the pocket to throw. Winds up, pump fakes, throws a pass, dropped on a crossing pattern between the hash marks at the 30. The wide receiver, I believe, was Don Beebe. Indeed it was. And the coverage applied by Kevin Ross.
Kevin Ross
who was all over him.
Stripped him of the ball. Did a terrific job. That time they had Derek Thomas
2nd and 5.
over the center, really in a 2-point stance, and he blitzed to the left side. So they're trying to just change things up there for the offensive line of Buffalo to keep them guessing as to where Derek is going to be. Right now, he's doing the same thing. He's right behind Dan Saliamua.
And again, no huddle for the Buffalo Bills. 1:02 remaining in the second quarter. 10-7 Kansas City. Buffalo at their own 24 with a second down and 5. One running back, 4 receivers. And Kelly drops back deep in the pocket to throw. Looks right, cocks his arm, throws a low line drive pass. Caught by Brooks. First down on the hash marks at the 39-yard line of the Buffalo Bills. Big strike. Dale Carter, the tackle. And a timeout taken by the Buffalo Bills. 56 seconds remaining as we are in the second quarter. The Bills have 2 timeouts remaining. Kansas City 1. And let's take this 30-second timeout record in football, though, held by Miami with that miraculous win in Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Engineered by Steve DeBoyd.
It's first down and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. They've got it at their own 39. Back to pass, Jim Kelly. Pocket crumbles. He hit as he throws. He throws to Thomas. Catch me at the 40, up the sideline 50. He's running along the numbers and tumbling past the 45 to the 44. He has the first down, and he picks up 17 on the play.
Somebody blew the coverage because he was wide open. The one guy you don't want open is Thurman Thomas because of what he can do after he makes the catch. And you know who Kelly's going to be looking for. He's going to be looking for Andre Reed or Thurman Thomas. Thomas coming out of the backfield, coming across the grain back there, was wide open. Looked like Martin Bayless wanted to come up and give him a chuck, but he missed him.
Try to slow down his progress, I take it, huh?
Yes, to a complete stop.
Yeah, you know, that throws off the timing that quarterback and the receiver are trying to get. That's vital, isn't it? I mean, that's...
You're going to take your shots, you got to make the hit, though. You can't miss.
Kelly took a pretty good whack on that play as well. Now we're down to 47 seconds. The Bills have 1 timeout remaining. Kansas City with a single timeout left on the board.
Kelly is 16 of 20, 166 yards. What they got to do is put the clamps on him now. They can't let him have a long gainer to get down in field goal range.
Again, 47 seconds remaining. Bills at the Kansas City 44. They send Brooks and Reed to the near side. Wide across the way, Beebe. One running back, Thurman Thomas. Kelly now standing erect and surveying the Kansas City front 4. Gets the quick snap, drops back in the pocket. Here comes Thomas, but he gets the block. Kelly does, and he throws a line drive pass to the near side. And it's caught on the sideline at about the 37-yard line of the Chiefs. A pickup of roughly 5 on the play. The clock continues to roll down to 34. The Bills do have a timeout remaining. And quickly assembling the team at the 38 is Jim Kelly. It'll be second down and 5. Kelly with 2 receivers to the near side, 1 on the far. And Kelly with 1 step back, and he throws it at the heels of his center. And he gets the clock to stop at 23 seconds.
But he's got 23 seconds, go down the field, another timeout remaining to get down in field goal range. So he doesn't have to worry about getting out of bounds. He's just thinking right now, basically, of coming up with 3 points. He's got to find a play, though, that will get him downfield. Now it's on the 38-yard line.
Kelly again calls.
So they need 10 yards or so.
Every play right at the line of scrimmage, and he has just deployed the call to his offensive line. 3rd and 5 from the Chiefs 38. Backpedaling Kelly. Looks down the middle. Cocks his arm, throws a pass. Caught by Metzelaars on a lunge. He beat Martin Bayless. He falls on the numbers to the 32. And he's got a first down for the Bills.
He'll
down
kill
to
it.
12.
He'll kill the ball. He'll get up and down it.
And Kelly, another step drop in that pocket on the 1st and 10. Throwing the ball to the heels.
I don't know why he just didn't call timeout.
Yep.
Take a chance there. Just call timeout because with 8 seconds to go, you can only do one thing, and that's come in and kick a field goal.
Well, Steve Christie will be trying, it appears, a field goal of about 50 yards. Let me see where they spot this ball. Yeah, about 50 yards. Maybe 49. Maybe 52.
Yes, he's back there in the 42, 52 yard.
All right, they're going to officially call it a 51-yard field goal. Christie is 1 of 4 over 50. Reich on the hold. Good snap, ball put down the line. Drive kick is up, and it is wide left. He misses with 4 seconds remaining. A 51-yard field goal attempt is wide to the left, and the Chiefs have a lead of 10-7 still in their grasp.
Yes, escape lightning there. Because Kelly is a master like Montana of moving that team down in the 2-minute drill.
Plenty of distance on the ball. I mean, this guy's got a strong leg, but it's, you know, when you start kicking them from 52, 55 yards, you have a tendency to overkick on the ball, and most of the time you pull it to the left.
Steve Christie, though, has certainly upgraded the Bills' place kicking. 13 of 18 now for the season, including several from long range. This first half has come to a close. The Chiefs 10 and the Bills 7 here at Arrowhead in Kansas City. Joe Montana, 11 for 17. Jim Kelly, 18 for 24. Let's go to Jim Lampley. A 10-7 lead on Buffalo. Marv Albert, Mike Ditka from Arrowhead in Kansas City. Joe Montana, Mike, after a slow start, came on. Jim Kelly, very effective in terms of the numbers, 18 for 2,478 yards, but Buffalo has only that one touchdown to show.
Now, that's been their problem all year, Marv. They put up some pretty good numbers, and he's been impressive with the pass completions. They really haven't got the points on the board. Their point production from a year ago is off about almost 8 points a game.
And we are set for the kickoff. Return. Hughes broke a tackle reaching out to the 20-yard line as we check out the Coors Light halftime statistics, and all in this department on the even side.
Well, it's about as even as it could be. Scores 10-7, but everything else is basically even. The turnovers were both important turnovers for both teams. The Chiefs had a chance to score, but Buffalo came up with the big play when they had to, and they've been doing it all year, and that's what's kept them at 8-2, because their defense has made the plays when they had to.
And a look at the first down breakdown on the subject of the numbers. Thurman Thomas, though, held only 21 yards on the ground. And
that was Marty Schottenheimer's key going into the game. I think you got to try to take 1, 2, 3 away from the other team, and they had to try to stop Thomas.
So, first down at the 20-yard line. Kansas City opening up the second half. Big hole from Marcus Allen. Allen gets to the 30.
Well, I don't know what happened on this, but there was a big hole there, and if he doesn't get tripped up, he's going a long way. Good job. Just an excellent job of blocking and turning people. He trips over somebody, or he makes about another 10 yards on that play.
Well, they mark his forward progress at the 28. It'll be a second down and 2. Anders and Allen are the running backs. That's Allen in motion. Montana certainly got the time. The tight end, Jonathan Hayes, getting to midfield. Hauled down by Cornelius Bennett. It's a 22-yard pass play. Second catch of the day for Hayes.
If you give Joe Montana that much time, he will find somebody to throw to. And he loves, as we said earlier, to get the ball to the tight end, and he does a good job here of just buying time, but his offensive line's played terrific. He's really hadn't had that much pressure on him, really. The line has done a great job.
John Alt, Ricky Sigler at the tackles, Dave Zott, Will Shields at the guards, and Tim Grunhard, one of the best, at center. First down at midfield. Allen. Marcus Allen stopped by Phil Hansen and Jeff Wright. This is the start of a new life for Marcus Allen after 11 years with the Los Angeles Raiders. His role, of course, diminishing the last couple of seasons. Sensational career. 1981 Heisman Trophy winner, first-round draft pick, 5-time Pro Bowl selection, Super Bowl MVP, and number 11 in terms of leading rushers in the NFL. Montana throwing a bullet for another first down. J.J. Burton made the catch.
He has no pressure at all on him, Marv. He has taken his time, and again, it's just a good drive-off route, turn in, and it's a good throw because the linebacker's coming under it for position right there. He gets the ball to the receiver before the linebacker can get in the way. And you see how close it is. There comes 53. He's a little late. It's a good timing route, and he does it so well. He's done it so well for so many years.
Picked up another 12 and a first down at the 33. Cash in motion. Montana again got the time, and it is dropped. Willie Davis had a shot at it, could not hold on.
Perfect throw. That one's got to be caught. And again, it was not his key receiver. He came off the guy he wanted to go to, and he came back to Davis, and Davis just dropped the football. That was a very catchable ball.
It'll be a second and 10 at the 33. Willie Davis, a very exciting receiver, second year out of Central Arkansas, but could not hold on right there.
3. Here's the handoff. Right side run. Marcus hit once, hit twice. Finally pulled down around the ankles. At about the 30, 31-yard line, picking up a meager 2 yards on the play. Gogenius and Bennett with the Buffalo stops.
Todd McNair coming into the game hasn't had his hands on the ball, I don't believe, in the entire ball game. Is Todd McNair? No, not a run nor a reception.
And he's played some receiver and running back today.
Yeah, they've put him out in the flank on occasion, but he's a guy, along with Marcus Allen, good idea to get his hands on the football because he can make things happen.
11:38, clock ticking, third quarter. 10-7 the Chiefs. 7th play of the drive upcoming as Montana assembles at the Buffalo 30 with a 3rd and 7. 4 down linemen. They come charging as Montana drops back, moving up in the pocket. He escapes the oncoming rush, throws an arching pass down the near sideline. Double covered and incomplete in the end zone, but I see a flag at the goal line.
That'll be interference. That'll be 1st and goal to go. Another pump fake. It was a post flag move. That is J.J. Burton trying to convince that defensive back he is going toward the middle. Then he breaks to the outside. Montana pumped to the inside, then left the ball down there. That is a second penalty. One was defensive holding earlier. They eventually came away with a touchdown. I think that should be pass interference.
Number 37.
So that's going to end up as a 29-yard penalty.
Lenny, tell me how comfortable he must be with the pump fakes, with the read, the patience he has in the back.
He has this sense of where the pressure is, whether he has time or not. Not all quarterbacks can feel that, so he knows how much time he's got, and he makes those decisions. That's the thing about Montana. He makes the decisions quickly, and most of the time, he makes the right decision.
1st down goal to go. The Chiefs line up at the Buffalo 2. Backfield in the eye. 3 tight ends, one of which Cash is in motion. Montana to snap. Fades away from the pocket. Throws a pass. Wide open on the goal line. And cruising into the end zone, the tight end Cash. Touchdown, Kansas City. Montana stumbled just a bit as he pulled away from center, faked the handoff, and tossed it to the wide-open tight end. And the Chiefs now lead 16-7 over Buffalo.
1st down play, 1-yard line. Reminded me of the time that Valerio caught the ball. That time, he had Keith Cash in motion from the left side to the right side. He got tangled up with one of those offensive linemen down there with their feet. Maintained his balance, and it was an easy throw for the touchdown. Said before, if you're going to throw that thing, do it on 1st down because you can catch him.
Montana's 2nd touchdown pass today, and Lowry will tack 1 more point on with his extra point, which sails through.
All right, 1st possession, 7 points. Great. Way to start the 2nd half.
The Chiefs have scored 17 unanswered points. 11:18 remaining in the 3rd. 17-7 the Chiefs.
Boy, he is spreading things around. I'm talking about Joe Montana. The tight ends love him.
Lowry, kicking off for the Buffalo Bills, who initially went up 7-0. Now trails 17-7. Kickoff by Lowry is a high end-over-end boot. Sailing to the near side. Copeland the catch inside the 5. Now on the 10, 15-20. Got a block to the 25. And he's knocked down at the 25-yard line. Charles Vincey wraps him up, and the Buffalo Bills take the field with that no-huddle offense.
Pretty good field position. Yeah. In fact, field position-wise in the 1st half, that might be about as good as they've had.
20, 27, 12, 20, and the 2-yard line.
Yes. Kelly, 18 for 24, 177 yards. And he'll continue to fire that rock because they are behind. They got to play catch-up now.
3 wide receivers sent out by quarterback Jim Kelly. Bills moving from our left to our right. In motion read, 1 running back Thomas, back to pass. Jim Kelly settles in the pocket, dumps it off in the flat, caught by Thurman Thomas at the 20, cuts back inside, breaks a tackle to the 25, and he's out to the 26, and a gain of 1 on the play.
Same way they started the game, a little screen pass out here to Thurman Thomas, only this time the Chiefs played it a lot better. And the guy that they're screening on is Derek Thomas because of his hard rush to the outside.
Albert Lewis has had a good day. He made the stop there.
He's had an outstanding year.
2nd down and 9.
He's the guy that stripped the receiver of the ball when Kansas City came up with a fumble.
Buffalo at their own 26. Kelly in the pocket. Moves up. Guns a pass. Caught. Shoulder high. 31-yard line by the tight end Metzelars, who curls around the defense and maneuvers out near the 34. And on the play, picks up 8. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Bills.
That shows you how important the tight end is because Kansas City has played the entire ball game with 6 defensive backs. Lonnie Marks is the lone linebacker out there, and generally what they do, they don't double up on the tight end. They'll double up on those other guys, but it's single coverage on the tight end, and a lot of times Lonnie Marks is the guy that's got to guard him.
Bills have a 3rd and 1, just outside their own 34 in the near hash. Backfield in the eye. They got Kenneth Davis and Nate Turner. 3 tight ends in there. Kelly looks at a 5-man down front. Kelly the snap, the handoff. Davis, right side, hit once, bounces, digs, tries to dive near the first down. I don't think he got it, Lennox. He just barely crept past the 35.
Well, I'll tell you, second effort by Davis, if he did get it, because he was whacked in the backfield.
Mickle and Pelham, McDaniels and Rogers. And the Buffalo Bills have got a punt for a 4th time and yet another 3 and out.
Ah, that is beautiful.
Dale Carter deep back. He is inside the 30. Forward to punt for the Buffalo Bills. Inside is 25. The punt coming from our left to our right. There is a slight breeze in the punter's face. There's the snap, belt high, 2 strides, the punt is high. Wobbly. Carter looking up into the bright lights, the catch at the 23, to the 25, dances to the 30, gets a block. Now to the 35, 40, breaking tackles, 45 by midfield, accelerating down to the Buffalo Bill 48-yard line. And what do you not see on the field?
I don't see any yellow flags down there. Talk about field position, how important it is. He's at midfield.
9:02, third quarter. The momentum is shifting, and the Chiefs lead by 10, 17-7. You're listening to Kansas City Chiefs football.
They had 2 guys on the outside flyers, and they kept them from getting down the field, which gave them a chance to hit the hole.
Thomas Smith, number 28, on the stop. First-round draft pick from North Carolina. 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Kansas City leading Buffalo 17-7. The winner today could take a major step toward home field advantage in the playoffs. Loss by Kansas City would put the Chiefs in a big hole regarding head-to-head tiebreakers, possible winners of other divisions. Chiefs already have lost to Houston and
Montana from the 49 of Buffalo, 1st and 10. Allen in motion out of the backfield, and there's a fumble on the exchange from the center to Montana. Montana dives out of Buffalo, has recovered the Kansas City fumble. First Kansas City fumble today, second Kansas City turnover.
Never got control of the football. I don't know whether Joe was pulling back too quickly or what, but that is something you can ill afford to do. Here it is. I'm talking about field position for Buffalo. The average was on their own 15-yard line. A fumble like that, and they get it at midfield. So that really shrinks the field. A couple of first downs, and they're in field goal territory.
A window of opportunity is suddenly opened for the Buffalo Bills. Jim Kelly will take his team to the 50-yard line. He's got them there 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers and Thomas in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Thomas, dancing and cutting and trying to get by the 50, but he can only mark out about a yard. And the tackles made by Lonnie Martz and Martin Bayless, who continues to play well.
They're doing a job on Thurman Thomas that you can see the game plan defensively, making sure that Thurman Thomas is not the guy that's going to beat you. Shut him down.
Now, Jim Kelly has no running backs. He's got 3 receivers left and 1 right. 2nd and 9 from the 49. He's hit as he throws a pass. It's caught. It's intercepted. It was caught by both Albert Lewis and the receiver, and Lewis tore it away from Don Beebe. And the Chiefs have got the ball on an interception of a Jim Kelly pass at their own 49-yard line. I think Lewis just ripped it away.
You asked me a minute ago, is he having a good day? I said a great year. There it is again. He is the guy that caused the fumble before when he stripped Andre Reed of the football, and Kansas City came up with it. There it is, Albert Lewis just taking the ball away from the receiver. They are lucky because they fumbled that ball away just a second ago.
Now both teams have turned it over twice apiece. And now the Chiefs line up at their own 49 with the 1st and 10. Anders and Allen in the backfield, and Anders is in motion. And here's a handoff to Marcus over the right guard. He crosses midfield and dives between the hash marks and is down to the 47 of the Buffalo Bills, and some shoving after the play. Bob Gretz points out that Will Shields is back in there at a guard after Villa played a lot in that second quarter.
Yeah, they've, what did Marty tell you? That Shields has taken so many percentage of the plays, almost all of them, yes. And Grunhard has played every down.
100%.
100% offensively. That's great, because the one guy you want to have consistency with is that center.
Marcus Allen comes out of the game. That means Anders is by himself and a couple tight ends. Joe Montana with 2 receivers and a 2nd down and 7. Here's a handoff to Anders running laterally on the 50. Cuts the corner as he angles to the far sideline, crossing the 45. He's down to the Buffalo 43. He picks up 4, meaning 3rd and 2. Upcoming for the Chiefs, who lead 17-7.
Besides the reverse to Dale Carter, that's one of the few times where they've jumped to the outside. They've been running basically inside the offensive tackles when they ran with the football.
Now 3rd and 2. Lenny, what do you call here with this kind of field position?
Number 32. Number 32.
He's back in the game.
Marcus Allen.
He is back in the game. Maybe the MVP of the team so far to this time of the year.
Right. And they are not afraid to throw either in a situation like this.
From the Buffalo 43, Montana takes his team to the line. Play clock down to 4, down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Wait a minute, I don't think they reset that clock. I think the clock was wrong.
Yes, because otherwise they would have called timeout. Big play here, Kevin, because they can keep this thing going. It'll keep it away from the Bills. If they can get in to score a touchdown, they do a lot for putting this game away. That's what they didn't do last week against Chicago Bears. Got ahead of them 14-0, but let them back in the football game.
Montana has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Lowry has converted from 30 yards out. Chiefs were down 7-0, now lead 17-7. 2 tight ends, Hayes and Cash. They'll be the bookends. Wide receivers, Jones and Barnett. Allen by himself in the backfield with a 3rd and 2, Montana standing. At the Buffalo 43, offside, Bruce Smith. He thought maybe Montana moved for the left side of that line. Let's see, flags are on the field.
He's pleading his case.
It's against Kansas City, I believe, Leonard.
Number 76.
Oh, man.
5 yards.
Second time for Alt.
Yes.
3rd all told on the Chiefs
Now that
today.
changes everything. You're no longer in 3rd and short. Substitutions will be made. Defensive backs coming into the game for the Buffalo Bills, and they'll get some receivers in for Kansas City.
All right, now push the ball back to the 48. Now a 3rd and 2 suddenly emerges as 3rd and 7 with the penalty.
Kansas City is 2 of 5 in 3rd down situations.
Ball back to the 48 of the Buffalo Bills. 3rd and 7. Now 2 receivers to the near side. Wing back is Cash. 1 running back, Marcus Allen. Montana gets the snap, dropping back, backpedals and throws a pass off the fingertips of a twisting and turning tight end Cash. Down the middle, running along the hash marks at about the 40 of the Buffalo Bills.
He was a hot receiver because the blitz was on. You see a defensive back along with those defensive linemen rushing the quarterback, so Montana read it and got it out to Jonathan Hayes. Oh, they couldn't connect.
Well, the Chiefs are punting for a 3rd time in 8 possessions today. Russell Copeland standing back at the 10 and waiting. Ryan Barker's had a good day punting. He is back inside his 40. 51-yard average today by Barker. There's the snap. 2 strides in the punt. High, hanging, towering punt. Under the catch made, 19-yard line, and it's a fair catch allotted to Copeland at the 19 of Buffalo. A break with 6:30 remaining here at Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. What a perfect night for football. This is absolutely picture perfect.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, as our friend Bill Grigsby says. 17-7 the Chiefs on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
3rd quarter, Chiefs with a 17-7 lead on Buffalo. Recapping the story, Kenneth Davis, 9-yard touchdown run for a 7-0 Buffalo lead. Montana, 18-yard touchdown pass. Marcus Allen, Nick Lowry with a 30-yard field goal. Thurman Thomas was able to unleash, and then Montana to Cash on a 1-yard touchdown pass for the 17-7 lead. Kevin Ross made the stop on Thurman Thomas and a 1st down for Buffalo.
Just a good call. They went with the screen pass again, and they got it out to Thurman Thomas, and he had 2 linemen in front of him that did a great job of blocking for him, giving him some room to run.
1st down at the 31. Thomas hits the hole. Derek Thomas on the stop. Derek Thomas has been held in check to this point.
Really, he hasn't really been heard of from that much. I tell you, the guy, he takes on a pretty good guy here now, right? You're talking about the earth mover moving him around there, but he does a good job playing him out and making a good solid tackle for about a yard gain.
2nd and about 10. Kelly had the ball knocked away, and it's picked off by Salamua. And Kelly is hurt. Salamua on the deflection, and Kelly shaken up.
Marv, I don't mean to speak over you, but I saw that one coming, and he never did. And unfortunately, that's to his open side. Usually the quarterback sees the guy coming from his right, but he didn't see him at all there. He turned to throw left, and he was hit just as he tried to let the ball go. Great move by Smith to go around Ballard. Great move. Saliamoa has worn a lot of hats today, and I would say defensive back is one he wore very well right there.
One running back, Thompson in motion, handoff, Marcus up the middle, hit once, spins, tries to dig out a yard, maybe a couple on the play to the 15. Jeff Wright plugs the middle, 2nd down and 8 upcoming.
Trying with Thompson, he's in motion, a little short motion there, and he is actually trapping one of those big inside interior defensive linemen trying to open the hole for Marcus, but they did an excellent job that last time. Buffalo has 14 turnovers in their last 7 games, 9 fumbles, 5 interceptions. Today, a fumble and 2 interceptions.
Joe Montana facing 2nd down and 9 inside the 16 of the Bills. Tight end Cash is in motion. Marcus in the backfield. Back to pass. Montana winds up. Here comes the rush. He moves up to evade it. He's on the run. Dumps it off at the 10. Caught by Marcus with one hand. Angles to the sideline. Out of bounds at the 5 of the Buffalo Bills. What a play by Joe Montana, scrambling all over the field and finding Marcus Allen.
I think he's got instructions. Don't be running that football, Joe. Get rid of it, because he had Cash coming across, also Marcus Allen out there. Just going back to his days as a basketball player at Monongahela.
Yes.
Pennsylvania just shuffled that ball out to Marcus Allen, and who better to get the ball to down there than Marcus Allen? Picked up the 1st down.
Montana on a knee in the huddle. Now breaks the huddle, and he sends Barnett wide right. He's got Burden wide left. In the backfield, Marcus Allen. Eddie Thompson is the wingback. 1st and goal to go at the 6. Montana with the 2nd remaining on the play clock. Calls a timeout quickly. And the Chiefs have got 2 remaining for the game with 4:24 remaining in this 3rd quarter. And a 17-7 lead. You're listening to Chiefs football.
Montana called for timeout. The play clock down to 3 seconds remaining.
Well, I think, Marv, his field presence is so great, and I think that's what makes him who he is. He's aware of everything that's going on the field.
The Chiefs at the 6 of the Buffalo Bills at the 1st and goal.
Kansas City has forced 6 fumbles, 6 interceptions, 7 sacks in their last 4 games today. 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, and 2 sacks. So they're doing a job defensively on the Bills out there today.
Chiefs bench has signaled the play into Joe Montana, who's on a knee and in the huddle. They break huddle now, and they send receiver Barnett to the far side and Fred Jones to the near. 2 tight ends, Hayes and Cash. 1st and goal from the Buffalo 6. Montana with 1 running back, Allen. As Barnett in motion and jumping early was Jonathan Hayes. He's offside. Flags are all over the field.
Man, on 1st down.
False start. Number 85. Prior to the snap. 5 yards. Still 1st down.
4 penalties on the Chiefs.
That hurts, because touchdown could put this ball game almost out of sight. 4:19 remaining in the 3rd period.
17-7 now.
Please reset the clock to 4:22. 4:22.
It's at 4:19 right now, so they will have to adjust the clock before they'll let them snap the ball. Penalty pushes the ball back to the 11 of Buffalo. Now it'll be 1st and goal from there. Staggered split backfield of Anders and Allen. Wide receivers left and right. Montana will send Anders in motion into the backfield. Here's a handoff to Marcus up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Oh, he can't break his 2nd. And taking him down was Talley. Darryl Talley, leading tackler on this team. Down goes Marcus at about the 12 and a loss of 1 on the play.
Bruce Smith was the first guy to get penetration. He came down hard to the inside. He was the guy that got an arm on Marcus Allen. Talley then brought him to the turf. Passing situation now, but he can ill afford to do what he did earlier in the game, is throw an interception down here. Got to come away with at least 3.
Inside the 12, 2nd down goal for the Chiefs. A split backfield and 2 tight ends. Burden and Barnett, the wide receivers. Montana's got Barnett in motion from Lanier to the far side. Montana looks over the defense, drops back to throw. As time winds up, there's a low pass caught inside the 10 by the fullback end. Quickly whacked at the 9, and his progress will probably take him down as far as the 7. A gain of 5. It is 3rd and goal to go for the Chiefs.
Very safe pass coming out of the backfield, going just circling to the inside, and are hoping to get him lost with those linebackers in there, but Buffalo played it well. The problem is you don't have that much territory down there because of the end of the end zone.
Interception set this up. 5th play of the drive upcoming. Montana breaks huddle and takes his team to the 7 of Buffalo with a 3rd and goal. Two tight ends, two receivers, and Allen in the backfield. Back to pass. Montana turns right, then comes a pass. Caught with both hands, shoulder high at the 5 by Barnett. He was quickly pounced upon and taken down. Here comes Lowry. It's 4th down, goal to go, and the Chiefs are going to try for 3.
That's where that penalty really hurt, because it was 1st and goal from about the 5 or 6 yard line, and takes you on back. And they were going to throw that ball on 1st down, because the last time they were down there, 1st and goal to go at the 1, it was play action pass. Keith Cash coming up with the touchdown reception.
22-yard field goal by Lowry, who has already hit one today from 30 yards away. This will be a 22-yard attempt with Barker holding. There's a slight breeze at the back of Lowry. Far hash, ball put down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Chiefs now lead 20-7. So the interception proves 3 points more for the Kansas City Chiefs. While we have the chance, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. On the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
On NBC.
Marv, I tell you, I'm on pins and needles. I'm going to try to fly out here as soon as I can after the game.
Right.
Hopefully I can make it home in time to watch these shows, because this is big time.
6 plays, 13 yards, 22-yard field goal by Nick Lowry.
20-7 Kansas City. They've scored 20 straight points.
Yes, they could have gotten 7 there, man. That could have put this thing almost beyond reach. Because defensively, for Kansas City, they have done an excellent job out there today. You know, Buffalo's averaged 5.4 yards on 1st down over their last 7 games. Today, 2.7 yards on 1st down. And I said that's so important, because that 1st down dictates your calls on 2nd and 3rd.
Lowry at the ball teed up, 35-yard line. Deep back will be Beebe and Copeland. They are stationed inside the 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Kickoff from our right to our left, which is leather meets leather, and the soccer-style boot is caught at the 5 by Copeland. By the 10, on the number is 15, breaks a tackle, 20, 25, 30, breaks another tackle, 35, 40. There's a flag thrown at the 30-yard line, and run out of bounds at the 39 was Copeland. He's got some speed. He is a rookie from Memphis State.
Looking at Benny Thompson, boy, he just plowed into a guy down there. He's paying for it right now about the 22-yard line. It hurt his hand or his wrist. But for Buffalo, the penalty flag goes down. So instead of enjoying great field position, their 5th penalty of the game will bring them back, inside the 20-yard line, I guess.
1st down.
Well, Buffalo in the second half has started at their own 25, at midfield, and at their 20, and now they start at their own 19.
And I think prior to the midfield thing, it was their own 15-yard line was the average.
Well, the Chiefs have forced 2 consecutive Buffalo turnovers. Now the Bills line up at their 19. They got Reed, Beebe, and Brooks as the threesome at the wideout position. Reed is in motion. Kelly dropping back, looking right, dumps it off in the flat, and it hits Thurman Thomas in his back. He did not swing around in time on the screen pass that was being set up on the 20-yard line.
And look who's out there. Number 97 is lurking out there looking for interception number 2. This time he declared he will take it all the way in.
Did you feel this place begin to rumble just a bit when he was
I want to know why he didn't cut it back to the inside on that last one.
I'll have to ask him after the game.
Kelly, 21 of 30, 197 yards, 2 interceptions.
On his 19, 2nd and 10, Jim Kelly winds up, pump fakes, runs up the middle by the defense, breaking a tackle at the 20. Hauled down from behind as he crosses the 25, running along the numbers to the 27. Lonnie Martz got him from behind, and Kelly is hobbling as he gets up.
Because he's had knee problems for the last several years.
Well, they got a great backup in Frank Reich, and maybe the best backup in the NFL. Maybe the best backup in the league. Kelly's going to call timeout. He does not like the way that bad leg feels, and he is now hunched over and hobbling noticeably as he tries to hop off field, holding onto his left leg and hopping on his right.
Frank Reich right away getting up, throwing the football.
Yep. All right, 1:42 remaining. In the third quarter, the Chiefs lead 20-7. Have you caught Bill Grigsby's outfit today?
I have. It is.
How would you describe that?
It's a thing of beauty, I'd say.
A Norwegian skiing, grouse hunting Tex. How would you describe what you got on today?
I was grouse hunting this morning, and I wore my knickers. You know, I wouldn't wear knickers when I was a little kid.
I understand.
But I love them now because
why?
they're the latest
you are making a fashion statement in this booth that has never been made before.
Right. Actually, that's a part of the NFL report. Knickers, service of of Captain D's, where you and I will be after the game tonight, sucking up lobster and
Smoked smelt.
you don't even know what that is. You're going to find a wide variety of your seafood favorites. Be sure to listen after every game during the Harlan highlights for Captain D's defensive play of the game. I go to the Captain D's north of the river on Armour.
I go to the, right.
Captain D's, real seafood, real quick. And I'll tell you, you can't find it better than that. The NFL report is, I guess I'm wearing knickers today.
It was a good one. All right,
You
Frank
can't
Reich.
get stuff like that any place.
No,
but right
only here. Only here. Frank Reich is the new quarterback. 3rd and 2 from the 28. Buffalo with no running backs and 4 receivers. Reich drops back. There's a pass down the middle and a flag thrown at the same time. The pass caught by the tight end Metzelars between the hash marks. It's going to be motion against the Buffalo Bills. False start. So wipe out the completion to the 33, and Buffalo hauls in their 6th penalty tonight.
Little different story now. Instead of 3rd and short, you're going back to 3rd and long with that penalty.
3rd and 7.
And maybe that had something to do with the crowd, eh?
I would say that probably played a factor in that.
Plus the fact that the guy had to block Derek Thomas.
142.
I'm scanning the sidelines looking for Kelly. It was his left leg. We don't know if it was a knee or an ankle or what, but we'll try to get an update on that. Reich is coming in his stead. And he faces now 3rd and 7 at his own 22-yard line. Boy, this crowd is loud. And Reich has to bark out the call, fighting over the noise. Gets the snap, drops back in the pocket, winds up, he's hit, he escapes, he's hit again, he breaks another tackle. Reich on the run, throws a wild pass out of bounds just to save his hide. Incompletion. Buffalo's got to punt once again. The Buffalo's second half looks like this. 2 punts and 2 interceptions.
What pressure all around Frank Reich. He just had to get rid of that ball in a hurry. It looked like he was going to get sacked a couple of times. Had he taken about 2 more steps, Derek Thomas was on his trail, and he would have been sacked.
Now another punt coming up for the Bills. This will be their 5th of the game. Make it their 6th of the game. More inside the 10, back inside the 45. Carter, high hanging punt. And waving a right arm. Waving it off, landing at the 45, bouncing to the 40. The ball is down at the 39 of Kansas City.
Good move. Get away from it because he was looking up in those lights, and I don't think he could really follow that ball all that well. It's kind of like a knuckleball coming down there, so he wisely got out of the way.
So the Chiefs will have, again, very decent field position. 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. 1:24 remaining in the 3rd. The Chiefs lead at 27 after trailing early 7-0.
And once again, good field position on that 38-yard punt. In about the 39-yard line. All right.
Let's get that offensive line now. All at the tackle. Zott, center. Grunhard. Villa is in now at the right guard. And Sigler mans the right tackle posts. Chiefs break huddle in their red jerseys, white pants, moving from our right to our left. Under the bright lights at Arrowhead Stadium, they've got it 1st and 10 at their 39. Montana spins, fakes the handoff, great play action. He's got all day to throw. Winds up, breaks a tackle, running for his life to the near side. Montana going to the safety of the sideline. Out of bounds at the 41. Seek safe harbor, Joe.
And he went to, yes, that's right. He escaped once. He said, I'm not going to take a chance on doing it twice. Jim Kelly, I see over on their sidelines, is warming up throwing the ball. He sprained an ankle, questionable, but the way he's throwing now and getting set up, it looks like he'll be back in the ball game.
Out of bounds at the 40, 2nd down 9. Chiefs 106, 105. Clock is ticking and winding down this 3rd quarter at Arrowhead. And Montana assembles his team at the line. Receivers deployed to the near side. Burden along with Davis in the slot. Split backfield, Anders and Allen. Allen's in motion out of the backfield to the far side. There's the pitch out to Anders. He's got blockers ahead. He puts his head down, spinning and turning his way, and twisting to the 43.
Jeff Wright, man. Whew, nice play by him. The nose tackle got the penetration and got the tackle.
Gain of 3, 3rd and 6 for the Chiefs.
So there's about the 3rd time that they've tried to go wide on a running play.
Tough with Bennett out there, huh? Jim Kelly walking off that sprained left ankle on the sideline, trying to do some running in place, trying to get a feel back for his running motion.
He's tough. He'll be back.
3rd down today, Kansas City 2 of 7. 3rd and 6 is what they face now at their own 43 with the split backfield and receivers. Back to pass, Montana in the pocket, winds up, moves up, then dumps it across the middle, and it's knocked away. In fact, I think it actually hit the back of one of his offensive linemen, Villa, who is putting up that shield in the pocket for Montana. Incomplete
Almost
pass.
looked like he changed his mind in the middle of throwing the football. Ended up going nowhere.
Kansas City's second punt in 3 possessions, and their second punt in 5 in the second half. Barker's had a great day, averaging 46 yards a punt. We're down to 7 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the Chiefs lead 27. There's very little wind inside Arrowhead, but what there is at the back of Barker, and he gets the belt-high snap, and he takes the strides and gets off a beauty. Ball corkscrewing down the middle, caught by Copeland at the 6, by the 10, hit high, breaks a tackle, taken down at the 14 by Santos, Stevens, and Dale Carter. 51-yard punt by Barker as time is out in the third quarter. At the end of 3, going to the 4th, and an all-important game for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Called a questionable in terms of making it back after spraining his left ankle on this play, but he is back on the field. Took the hit from the linebacker, Lonnie March, but
Out once again, coming to their feet. Kelly under center, 1st and 10 from the 14. Drops back, looks, hesitates, throws a pass. Punt by Metzelaars on the hash marks at the 20. He spins and goes upfield for a first down near the 25, or did he get it? He may be shy. Let's see where they spot that ball. Now they move the chains. 1st and 10 for Buffalo out to the 25.
There's the guy you got to eyeball. You got to get somebody on him because all that middle area there. The last time Thurman Thomas stayed in to help block Derek Thomas.
No huddle for the Buffalo Bills. Shotgun formation. The snap to Kelly. Winds up. Throws a low pass. Caught on a knee at the 31. Once again by number 88, Pete Metzelaars. He is 6'7", a 12-year veteran of Wabash, and he makes the grab, and the pickup is 7 yards to the 32.
See, it's an easy target, an easy throw for Jim Kelly, and the guy at 6'7" is easy to find down there. Don't have to hit him too many times to get down in field goal range.
Kelly in the gun, 2nd and 3, backpedals and dumps out a pass, almost picked off in the flat by Albert Lewis, who has played a sensational ball game.
Oh, man.
Incomplete pass, Reed, the intended receiver, on a floater to the far sideline in front of the Bills bench.
That would have been asking too much for Albert for all he has done today, because if he makes that interception and stays in bounds, he's got a shot at going in to score. Kelly, 23 of 33, 214 yards, 2 interceptions.
Points wide now, and Kelly's got to fight the noise. He will backpedal in the gun. 3rd and 3 from his own 32. He's got a running back flanking him to his left, and backpedaling is Kelly after the snap. He looks right, no one there. Looks the other way, throws an arching pass down the sideline. It's intercepted. A backpedaling, diving catch made by Dale Carter at the Kansas City 24. Sensational play. The Chiefs have got it again, and the 3rd interception today by quarterback Jim Kelly.
I'm telling you, that young man has learned the quarterback position. He was beaten. He was trailing, but he watched the receiver. When the receiver turned around and looked, getting ready for the catch, that's when he turned around. The ball was slightly underthrown, and Carter, with great hands, came up with the interception. But he was beaten by a couple of strides. Kelly got the ball out there sooner and far enough that could have been a touchdown. But the thing is that Dale Carter, watching the receiver, watching what he did to determine when he turned around to try to locate the ball.
Coming into the game today, the Buffalo Bills led the NFL in the giveaway takeaway. Today, they've coughed it up on 3 interceptions by quarterback Jim Kelly. Now the Chiefs have it 1st down and 10. At their own 30, make it 24. And Montana whips out a pass to the far side, caught by J.J. Burton on the sideline. He was whacked as he made the grab at the 28. Picks up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Defensively, they're turning the ball over to the offense. Also, Albert Lewis was involved in stripping Andre Reed of the football earlier in the first half. Now the offense has got to come up, take some time off that clock, and keep their defense on the sideline for a little bit.
Backfield tandem comprised of Anders and Allen, and they are in the backfield split. Left and right, Davis and Jones, receivers. For Joe Montana, who faces 2nd down and 6. At his own 28, dropping back to throw. He looks left. He cocks his army pump fakes. Then he finally finds a receiver. That's Marcus Allen, who bobbles it out of the backfield as he was cutting to the middle of the field. A short pass dropped, incomplete. Upcoming 3rd and 6 for the Chiefs.
Let the ball get into his chest, and I know what he was doing. He was looking downfield to see where he was going to go after he made the reception. Buffalo has 17 sacks in their last 6 games, 3 per game today. A big 0.
Lenny, what do you call here? 3rd and 6 from your 28.
Well, you got to go downfield, but depending on what the coverage is. But bear in mind, you could do what Buffalo's been doing with that tight end down there in the middle area.
All right, split backfield. Wide receivers Barnett and Jones, Allen and Anders, and back of quarterback Joe Montana. Barnett's in motion. Back to pass, Montana, 3rd and 6. Winds up, looks down the middle, no one there. Throws it out in the flat, short pass, uncatchable. bouncing into the grasp of Kimball Anders between the 25 and 26-yard line. Incomplete, and the Chiefs have got a punt for a second consecutive time and for their third time in 4 possessions.
Ooh, that was ugly, that pass. Skipped on out there. He was looking for Keith Cash, was running a crossing pattern, but he was well covered on that last play.
Barker has punted 4 times. This will be his 5th in his previous 4. 47.5 yards per punt. A slight breeze in his face. Punt will come from our left to our right. Copeland back at the 25 and waiting. Ooh. Bad punt off the side of his foot. It dies and bounces at the 45, rolling by the 40, by the 35, by the 30, down the sideline. And then it's Tim Watson who jumps on Copeland, who jumped on that rolling football as it was working its way down the near sideline.
You said an ugly kick. It ended up 45 yards down the field and no return.
He's gotten some great bounces today. Well, 13:01 left in the game from Arrowhead. And the score, the Chiefs 20, Buffalo 7. You're listening to Kansas City Chiefs football.
Embarrassed last week when the Bears rushed for 190 yards. Well, last week, 10 yards or over. They had 6 of those last week, none today.
Buffalo lines up at their own 28, 1st and 10. Kelly's in the gun, flanked by Thomas. Here's the handoff to Thomas. He's got rushers ahead. He's by the 25, by the 30. He meets Doug Terry head on at the 30. They collide, but the progress of Thomas takes him to the 33. He picks up 5. We're now at his 2nd and 5.
Good play by Doug Terry. Ordinarily, you'd see him trying to rip somebody's head off, but he came under control. First thing was to make sure he got a hold of Thurman Thomas. Thurman Thomas, last 5 games, averaged 104 yards per game. Today he's got 25 yards.
Back to pass, Kelly from his own 33, winds up, pocket collapsing, he's held, he fumbles the ball. And it's picked up by Kansas City. Are they going to call it an incompletion?
I said his arm was going forward. That is a lucky break for Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills. And that is really questionable, too, because said his arm was going forward.
Incomplete pass. 3rd and 5. Bob Gretz has just pointed out that their starting right guard, John Devlin, is left, and Glenn Parker, the backup, is in. And the Chiefs may be zeroing in on him. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 32. Near side Brooks. Across the way, they've got Thomas and Beebe and Andre Reed in the gun. Keller gets the belt, eye snap, backpedal, sets. He rolls out of the pocket. He cocks his arm. He's being chased by Newton, who drags him down. And the ball was thrown incomplete at the last second. A desperation incompletion by Kelly,
and who hobbling.
Again comes up, hobbling off the field. He is taking a beating today.
There is where the intentional grounding roll takes place, because that's all he was doing. He was out of the pocket, just threw it forward downfield, but that was intentionally grounding the ball. Kelly, 23 of 36, 214 yards, but 3 interceptions.
More than another punt. And he's inside his 20. Carter in waiting inside the 35. High hanging punt. Waving his arm, Carter. Fair catch made at the 33 of Kansas City.
Good field position once again for Kansas City.
The time in the 4th quarter clock is 12:11. Joe Montana and his offense retakes the field, and his team leads the Chiefs 20, the Bills 7 on the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio.
In Kansas City, the Chiefs leading the Bills 20-7. And it is Kansas City ball. They'll start out from their 34-yard line. Off the pitch, Allen cuts inside. Reaching to the 40, picks up 6. Bruce Smith made the stop.
You know, I don't see any diminishing skills in this guy. I mean, I hope that term doesn't come up for Marcus Allen, diminishing skills. This guy's a football player, and he keeps proving it. You know, the guy who's been conspicuously quiet today has been Bennett, and he really hasn't done that much out there. And that means that somebody is doing a good job of blocking it, because he is an outstanding football player.
Yes, Cornelius Bennett has been involved in only a couple of tackles to this point. It's a 2nd down, about 3. Allen tries
as he got to the line, and then he is caved in on at the 41. No gain on the play. Jeff Wright was there to say, how do you do?
Yes, trying to run up the middle, and that's where they have all those big old guys up there. They got 3 of them on the inside trying to run up there, and no movement whatsoever, plus the fact that Jeff Wright got some penetration.
Offense has got to give the defense a little help here.
Well,
Leonard.
That's right. They've been playing great defensively, but you got to give them a little rest.
This is 3rd down and 3 now, facing Montana and the offense at their own 41. They've got to get near the 44. Wide to the far side, receivers Davis and Fred Jones position themselves on the near side. J.J. Burton, Marcus in the backfield, 3rd and 3 from the 41. Draw play handoff to Marcus. He tries to weave by defenders. He goes between the hash marks, dancing to the 44. I think he's got the first down.
Where are they going to mark it? That's the thing. Where are they going to mark it? Yes, sir.
They got it.
Down.
Big play. Big play.
Sir, because it's going to run some time off the clock. We got 10.5 minutes remaining in this football game. That will give them another 2.5 minutes, even, if they don't get another first down.
Montana's thrown 2 touchdown passes today. Lowry's kicked a couple field goals, and the Chiefs lead it 20-7. Bills went up initially 7-0. So 20 unanswered points by the Chiefs. We've got about 5 minutes gone here in the 4th. McNair is in the backfield. Joe Montana huddles under center. He's got it 1st and 10 from his own 44. Back to pass Montana. Winds up, throws a wobbly pass. I think again it was deflected at the line. 3rd time today. Incomplete.
Yes, it was tipped. He had J.J. Burton going down there too, who was open.
Now, why is this going on, Lenny? Why are we seeing so much of this today?
Well, you have to find a lane to throw to. I mean, Joe Montana is about 6'1", 6'2", and there's no way he can throw over those people if they've got their hands up, so you have to find a lane to throw it. Montana's thrown it 30 times, 17 completions, 186 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Breaking huddle again, Joe Montana. Burton is sent wide left, and Willie Davis is sent wide right. A staggered backfield that is split. Allen and Ernie Thompson. Draw play handoff to Marcus on 2nd down.
Yes.
Running up the middle, breaking tackles, crossing midfield, doing it all between the hash marks, then jumps outside and gets a first down or near a first down to the Buffalo 48. In fact, he's going to be about a yard and a half shy.
Good move, though. Good move by Marcus Allen.
Bounce off the balls of his feet.
Well, he shot up there. The quickness of getting off the ball was the most important thing. 21 carries, 59 yards, so it's been tough yardage out there for both Kansas City and the Buffalo Bills running back.
9:30, clock ticking, 4th quarter. Chiefs lead 20-7. Split backfield. Allen and Anders. Left and right the receivers. 3rd down and 2 from the Buffalo 48. Allen in motion out of the backfield. Back to pass. Montana turns right, guns a pass. Caught by J.J. and a quick slant on the hash mark at the 37-yard line of the Buffalo Bills. It is a first down for the Chiefs, and that time Montana right on the money.
Good throw by Joe Montana. Also, he read the blitz coming. He knew that there was not going to be help on the inside from the free safety because of the blitz. So man-to-man coverage out there on J.J. Burton and got him the football. Another first down. 5 catches for J.J., 41 yards, but he was also involved in an interference call that got the ball down to the 1-yard line.
Montana breaks huddle. Barnett to the left side. Into the right side, Jones, the receiver. Split backfield. Allen and Thompson. First down and 10 from the Buffalo 37. Montana. Hands off. Marcus running over the right side. 40, 35. Hit low. Dives by the 30. Slides head first into the 28. Running down the near sideline. Marcus Allen is close to yet another first down. Picks up about 8 yards on that gallop.
Did you see the little move to the inside that he picked up probably another 3 yards? I mean, just great instinct on his part. One, he didn't want to jump out of bounds, but cut back to the inside, get a couple of additional yards. So now they got a couple more cracks running with the football to pick up the first down. Plus, that's going to take time off the clock. We got 8:08 remaining in this football game.
2nd down 2 for the Chiefs, who line up at the Buffalo Bill 28. Split backfield stagger. Left and right the receivers. Back to pass. Joe Montana winds up. Another pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage. 4th time today that Montana has had one of his passes whacked, rejected at the line. I think Jeff Wright got in his lane that time and knocked it away.
Either Jeff Wright or Phil Hansen got a big old hand up. So I say you can't throw over these people. You have to throw between them.
Now it'll be 3rd down and 2 from the Buffalo 28.
If it's a quick pass, then what can happen is the lineman can take a step backward and then cut the guy, go down after him. That'll bring their hands down.
As a full moon rises above the rim of Arrowhead Stadium. 3rd down and 2 from the Buffalo 28. One running back, Marcus Allen. Montana's changing the play. Play clock down to 2. The snap, the handoff. Marcus, left side, cuts inside. He's got the first down. Diving by the 25. Running along the hash marks. He penetrates the 24. He's near the 23. First down, Kansas City Chiefs.
This has been the drive of Marcus Allen, coming up with the big plays on 3rd down. 2-3 yards that they need to come up with the first down to keep that clock going. That's the important thing. We're now down to 7:30 in this game. 20 carries for Marcus, 70 yards. But this has been a big drive for Kansas City because why? Number 12 is over there on the sidelines just watching what is happening. That's Jim Kelly.
Upcoming the 10th play of the drive for the Chiefs. They've got it 1st and 10 at the Buffalo Bill 24. Left and right, the receivers from Montana, who gets the snap, hands off. Marcus over the right side, runs into his own blocker, puts his head down and carves out maybe a yard, running over right guard. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. On the largest network in the NFL, this, the Kansas City Chiefs, Fox Football Radio Network.
Two great Kansas City traditions, the Chiefs and classic rock and roll. On 101 KCFX, the Fox.
11th play of the drive upcoming. Clock down to 6:45 and ticking here in the 4th.
Marcus, the last 2 games, he's averaged 17 carries and 82 yards.
2nd down and 8 from the Buffalo Bill 22 under center. Joe Montana gets the snap, spins, hands off, right side run, hurdling a defender, Marcus Allen, and when he was airborne, he was drilled back into the turf. A gain of 2 to the 20-yard line, and I mean to tell you, he felt every ounce of that hit put on him by Marvcus Patton.
Oh, that shows you how tough he is, because he got up. First of all, he held on to the football. And he was flying through the air, and he was met in the air where you have no power because your feet are off the ground, and he got drilled. But he held on to the football. You're down here in field goal range with 6 minutes to go in this football game. That's the important thing. You'd like to get the first down now, but you got to come away with 3.
Inside the Buffalo Bill, 23rd down and 6. 12th play of the drive. Clock just passing 6 minutes in the 4th. Montana, drop play, handoff, and it goes to McNair, dancing by one defender by the 30. Spins between the hash marks to the 17. He'll be short of a first down by about 2, possibly 3 yards. And once again, trotting onto the field, the 4th all-time leading scorer in NFL history, Nick Lowry. He'll try one. He's already hit today from 22 and 30 yards away as the Chiefs lead it 20-7. This one will be about a 34-yard field goal attempt. Rolling will be Barker. There is a breeze in his face. Ball coming between the hash marks, basically.
This can put the game away.
5:15, clock ticking down. There's a snap to Barker, bit low, put down cleanly, kick is up, and line drive, boot by Lowry, gives them 3 more. On beauty by Nick, 23-7, the Kansas City Chiefs. 5:11 left in the game. That was a 13-play drive. You're listening to Kansas City Chiefs football.
He has passed Jim Turner with his 2 field goals, number 4 in terms of all-time points scored. Jim Turner, former Jet, former Bronco, now a radio talk show host in the Denver area. And the return by Rob Ewald. One of the outside men, Ewald, on the kickoff return. Charles Mitzi made the stop.
And there's a player down for the Buffalo Bills on a knee at about the 18. And that player is Richard Harvey, a reserve linebacker. And that flag was thrown back where a broken tackle was made by Copeland. He's a rookie, and he's a good one. Got some speed to him.
Generally, that indicates something on the receiving team. As you see, the Bills are marching back toward their goal line, huddling back there. What do you got, Frank Reich in the ball game now?
That means Kelly's done for the night. And it has been a great night, not only game-wise, but weather-wise. And we've had clear skies and comfortable temperatures with a little bit of breeze.
It's a complete turnaround defensively from last week. That's the amazing thing.
Yeah, the game.
The Bears come in here. They can't have a passing game. I mean, they're the last passing. You want to force them to throw the ball, and they end up gaining 190 yards. Here are the Bills. They're averaging 135 yards for the season per ball game. You know, and they have today, 43 yards rushing the football.
Double foul after change of possession. The ball will be awarded to the receiving team at the spot of their foul. First down.
All right, so it was a double foul. They do not offset each other. There is a timeout on the field. And we've got 4:59 left in the game. Buffalo is down 23-7. Lowry 3 field goals, 2 Montana touchdown passes, and the Chiefs are on top now by a nice, comfortable 23-7 advantage. Tex, what do you have for us?
Well, old partner, we've got an NFL update brought to you by the friendly people at your neighborhood food barn. You'll find all your favorite groceries, meats, produce, the deli, and bakery goods at low, low prices whenever you shop. Nobody saves you money like Food Barn. Nobody. Well, game's underway at this moment. Denver leads Seattle 10-2. We'd like for that to be the other way, but we can't do anything about it. Kansas City plays Seattle next week in Seattle. Phoenix leads the Giants 17-16 as Bugle is trying to keep his job and the players are trying to help him keep his job. 17-16, Phoenix leading. And San Francisco 35, the Rams 3. Those are update scores from around the National Football League.
Thank you, Bill. New quarterback, Frank Reich. Kenneth Davis will be a wide receiver to the near side. Back to pass, Reich, 1st and 10 from his 21. Dumps it across the middle. Leaping catch made at about the 25, 26-yard line by Andre Reed. He goes down. The pass to the 27. A gain is 6. 2nd down and 4. And Reed is down.
You know, Kansas City's only given up over 300 yards to 2 teams this year, Denver and Miami. Today, Buffalo just has over 200 and about 242 yards, 243 yards. So,
well, Reed has to be helped from the field. He was injured, a couple weeks ago, and as was Kelly and as was Thurman Thomas. This team has been beaten physically over the last couple weeks, and they are in a dogfight today with the Chiefs, who I understand got a very impassioned pregame speech from Marty Schottner. We'll talk about that in our postgame show. 2nd down, 3 from the 28. Reich is under center. 4 receivers platoon. Back to pass, Reich dumps it off across the middle to Metzelaars. Between the hash marks, the grab at the 32. Crosses the 35. Tackled around the ankles from behind and gets the 1st down for the Buffalo Bills at the 36.
As soon as they get in trouble, they either go to Thurman Thomas or the tight end. And generally, the tight end, in this case, this afternoon, he's been guarded by Lonnie Marks, the linebacker, most of the time.
Bills have 2 timeouts. Kansas City's got 2 timeouts. We're down to 4:15. The 4th quarter clock is ticking, and the Chiefs lead 23-7. Reich is under center, 1st and 10 from his own 35. Back to pass. There's a flag. Ball almost knocked away. Reich is hit once, twice. Fumble on the play, and they've blown it dead.
Derek Thomas is offside.
Yeah, they've blown the play dead.
He's almost offside the play before.
Prior to the snap, 70.
I'm here. I'm putting it on Derek Thomas.
Don't you do that.
He was so quick. The last 2 plays, it looked like he was the one. But.
Marty in the press conference this week said that the offensive linemen for opposing teams they're like moving. The defensive line is told to watch any kind of slight movement at all and then charge, and that has been getting them in problems with these offsides.
Well, the next thing you got to do is look at the ball, though. I mean, that's
what they've told him now. Forget looking at the guy, look at the ball. Now 4:09 left in the game. Buffalo's got it, 1st and 15. With the penalty, back to pass, Reich sets up, dumps it across the middle. There's Metzelaars, wide open, the 2-handed catch at the 35, spins to the 40, and picks up about 10 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 40-yard line, 41-yard line.
I think for Metzelaars, that's his 10th reception, double digits.
Big night, 2nd leading receiver coming in. Reich now is orchestrating on his own 40. 2nd down and about 4. On the 41. Back to pass, Reich. Looks right. Guns a line drive pass. Caught by Metzelaars, far side. 48. Turns upfield. Crosses midfield. And is down to the Kansas City 47. He does pick up the 1st down.
I think what they're saying is you're going to keep everything in front of us down here. We catch those little dunk-off passes, which is the 11th reception for the big tight end. But keep them in bounds. That clock is ticking away. 3:15 remaining in the game.
And the Chiefs up 23-7. Again, 2 timeouts for the Bills, 2 for the Chiefs. 1st and 10. Buffalo at the Kansas City 47. Right, the snap, the drop back, the set, the pocket crumbles. He's sacked back at the 46. Ball jarred free, but they're going to say he was down. It's the 3rd Kansas City sack tonight, and Derek Thomas collects his 1st trophy.
He switched up on that offensive tackle. He started the outside, then made that inside move, and he had a straight shot at the quarterback and dumped him back there. Kansas City has 7 sacks in its last 3 games today. 3 sacks. Phillips, Smith, and Thomas.
Now it'll be 2nd down and 17. Back at the Buffalo 46. Under center Reich, in for the injured Jim Kelly. Back to pass, Reich backpedals and dumps it off to Davis. Screen pass. He's got an entourage to the 45, but going right through it with a great defensive play. Once again, Martin Bayless, the tackle at the Buffalo 49. Gain of 3. Bayless has had an exceptional ball game.
He has. That defense has done a tremendous job. And what the back was doing is waiting for his lineman to make their move so he could make his. And Bayless shot right through all of them, made the tackle.
And now it is 3rd down.
They just passed him by.
And 14 to go. Bayless used to start for the Buffalo Bills. 29 of 36 games in Buffalo. He started those games. 3rd down from the 49. Long way to go. Right, dropping back, pocket crumbles. He's being chased, and Neil Smith jumps on his back and tears him down. It's the 4th sack for the Chiefs, the 2nd for Neil Smith. Oh, baby, what a play! Back to the Buffalo Bill 33-yard line.
2-minute warning.
We have an update from Seattle. It is now 10-9 as Seattle has fought back. Denver 10, Seattle 9 as Meyer fired a touchdown pass.
All right, Moore, the punt inside his 22-yard line.
There aren't too many tight ends in football who can block an end.
Chiefs have been coming throughout the second half. Smith with his 10th sack of the season. Chiefs with the 23-7 lead on the Bills. And Chris Moore back to punt. Looks like Dave Craig will come on for Joe Montana. Al Carter
back and waiting inside the 35. Punt coming from our right to our left. Chiefs lead 23-7, 2-minute warning. There's the snap. Rush is on. The punt is high. Hanging down the middle. Carter waving his arm. Makes the catch. Oh, he fumbled it. Went right through his hands. He may have jumped on the loose ball. He got it at the 35-yard line. Oh, the 33-yard punt with tremendous hang time.
Well, if you're going to fumble one, it's a nice time to do it.
Yeah,
It's a nice time.
That's right.
well, you know, he's had a fairly, I don't even know if I want to call it a good night back
He's
there.
had a good night.
He's been all right.
He made that one interception, big interception.
I'm talking defensive-wise, he's been great. I'm talking on special teams. Let a couple bounce by him that probably should have been caught, fair caught. But, hey, when you win, all those things are glazed over.
It's beautiful. You fellas have to work on that word.
It's what?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You and Leonard have to work on that word.
Well,
I don't say.
We'll state the aisles and the exits, and they'll go back and continue their tailgate parties. It was a very festive atmosphere out there again for the Chiefs fans. 2nd down and 7 from the 38. Long count by Craig, looking up at the play clock with 1 second. Gets the snap, hands off McNair, running over the right guard.
in the backfield for the first time and gets the call. John Stevens, former Patriot, Falcon, and Packer, set for an update. Let's go back to Jim Lampley.
Marvelous, the Broncos struggling in the Kingdome to try to stay within one game of the Chiefs and now in some jeopardy. As Seattle finally gets its first touchdown of the day, Meyer to Kelvin Martin with 7:55 to go. It narrows the Bronco lead to 10-9. The issue still very much in doubt. Now back to Marvin, Mike, and KC.
All right, Jim, earlier today, the Raiders were beaten by Cincinnati. Denver with that 1-point lead on Seattle. Kansas City will go to 8-3 with the win today. They pick up a game on the Los Angeles Raiders, who dropped to 6-5. It's Todd McNair. We're down to a minute remaining. Marcus Patton made the stop. Meanwhile, Buffalo, in loses a full game on Miami. Miami winning on Thanksgiving Day. They are 9-2. Buffalo will drop to 8-3, and a very difficult game for Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills.
It really is, because, you know, when the game started out, they moved the ball down the field so effectively. But after the first series or the first drive, they really lost their running game completely. And I think that, I don't care, you know, I know people get tired of me harping on running the football. If you can't win consistently in the NFL.
As you saw, Kansas City with that record of 8-3 with the victory here today. And it's Stevens once again, and has a first down with time running out. Kansas City next week will be at Seattle, then at Denver, and then home for San Diego. The Bills were held to 43 yards on the ground, an average of 2.5 yards per carry. That was it, and there's the gun. So the Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Buffalo Bills 23-7 here at Arrowhead. We'll be back after these messages. Kansas City with a 23-7 victory over Buffalo. And right now, time for the Hager wrinkle-free Cotton's super play of the game. Back in the first quarter, Joe Montana, 18-yard pass play to Marcus Allen for the touchdown. This tied the game at 7.
Well, it's a big play, first of all. He got the ball under Bruce Smith, and he got it to his best receiver, in my opinion, and Marcus Allen did the rest, put in the end zone, put him back into a 7-7 position, and they went on from there to play a good football game.
So the Chiefs go to 8-3. The Bills drop to a record of 8 up and 3 down. Once again, the final, Kansas City with a 23-7 victory over Buffalo. Tonight, it's Bonanza night here on NBC. First, relive the highlights of 14 years of Bonanza. See the stars that were on the show, followed by Sequest, and then Bonanza, the return. All tonight on NBC. For Mike Ditka, I'm Marv Albert. So long from Kansas City. You've been watching NBC Sports, home of Super Bowl 28.